Forgot to do our inside baseball. Chat, chat, chat. Hey guys, what's going on? It's JG, your guy. They're just about to kick off on the... about to kick off, tip off, you know what I mean, on the basketball. Live from Maui. Word, it is so good to be here. Our first non-Saturday drain in a long time. I guess it was the NCAAs earlier this year, and I don't even want to bring up bad memories from that because that didn't go so well, did it? Let's move over to our, very quickly. Got it, guys. Sorry, my bad. First time on the basketball drain in a while. I don't know why that. I gotta get my chat box a little taller there. Edit widget. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. My bad. Totally my fault on that one. Yeah, it went out when I switched screens. There we go. All right, we're actually live now. Here we go. I will not be able to keep up with the score exactly, like second by second, you know what I mean? But I will update it periodically. There's the first Miles Kelly shot. And so this is good. Feel like a stranger. I appreciate you, bro. Let me keep working through the CDF, who's out that way. I don't know if he's actually at the game for this one, but he's out that way. He says, AU rolling deep. My man. Appreciate you, G. But it's kind of different when we're doing basketball. Yikes. War Eagle 0008 jumps in. All right, Hoops Drain. Thanks for the show, JGT. I will be here. And we're going to do this dang thing. I got to kind of find my footing. We haven't done, these basketball drains can be tricky because the game moves so fast. You know what I mean? There's Denver driving is what I'm seeing, and he missed. But and Dylan looked like he was getting to the bucket. Oof. Oh, no, Chad, did you step on a little kid? Look at him. He's going to be heartbroken. Chad gives a shit so much about stuff like that. Man, great effort. I didn't feel like Chad hit him that hard. R. Stews, yeah, I had like 55 things going on today, brother. There was no way I was getting to that. But thank you for finding something really small that was wrong. And I'll work on that as soon as I get a chance to. Appreciate that, bro. Stu Pup jumps in with a super chat. This guy super chats every single show we got from the very beginning. A live basketball drain. It's a holiday miracle. A little bit of a lazy pass there. I guess that was Miles. One thing about Iowa State, I think that their defense is like super elite, and I think their offense is good. Not elite is kind of what I was getting a read on. I was kind of scouting them a little bit before the game, but boy, that was a really rough and tumble drive there from Denver. Wow, there was a lot of effort just to get to the hole on that one. Pocket as well is here, another pillar of the community. Ain't nobody tell me we were draining on a Monday. I think you were at the game on Saturday, and I mentioned it there late in the show. I probably got ahead of myself on that one, honestly. But oh well, we're good. We're definitely good. Appreciate you being here, Pocket, to help us make history here. I'm still working on getting this chat widget exactly the way that I like it. Let's widen it a little bit there. Okay. We don't really have any stats of note yet. 2-0 early. Stu says Iowa State coach shirt don't fit. I'll give you another laugh since that one didn't come through properly, sir. A lot of Auburn folks out there. A lot of Auburn folks made that trip. I don't blame them, man. I'd sacrifice a Thanksgiving. I hope you're not watching this, Courtney. All right, Auburn is playing man. Dillon contesting that the inlet. Didn't quite get his hand on it. All right, so Denver's going to run stuff here. That's what's been going on here in the first shift. Just running their kind of basic DHO stuff, except that's the second pass in that corner, I guess you call it. You didn't love it. You didn't love it. We Drink Shit is back. What's up, bro? Saw you on Saturday. Appreciate you jumping in and being part of the show. I'm gonna update these numbers just really quick. Again, I can't do this every single score. It takes too long. But I'm trying to watch the game too and give you guys some value for watching this with me. Yeah, Chad's got it. Boy, the pressure on that coming off that screen was tight from Iowa State. Nice finish. Dude, Chad got worked the whole way down the field there, down the court. Got just harassed coming off that screen on the attacking end, and then just, no. This wasn't going to work out. Yeah, Robert S., it has been sloppy so far. Again, we're only 2 minutes in, but I like Dillon up at the point. He's usually he has great vision up there. Look at the ball handling. He's improved so much. Oh, look at that. He took a dude off the dribble right there and Dunksky. Decently contested shot, honestly, for the three. See, Small Victors is ready to see Pettiford and Chaney get in there. They're going to get their chances. There's no doubt about that. All right, I like the better tempo on this particular possession. I didn't love the shot from Denver, but he did. They're just running kind of what I would call basic stuff right now. DHO, and then go right into a really high screen, and then just kind of see where they're at. I don't want to call the play out because I would get in trouble for that. That would be considered espionage. But BP calls he runs through plays in practice, and they have different names. And that particular one, I know what it's called. All right, out of bounds plays. Auburn's usually really good at these. But this was a side out, so not a big deal. There's Chaney getting his chance to drive. Another lazy pass in that corner. This one from Miles Kelly again. They might have to pull him out just to kind of get his head straight. Here's Tahad on the lead of the break. And he kind of lost control of the ball. Let's see. Hayden says, saw Dillon at dinner last week. Crazy how tall these dudes are in person. Yeah, you're so right, dude. And Dillon is a good example. He is just a big human being. He's very fit, but he's huge, you know. He is huge. A. Robinson says, don't have ESPNU. That stinks. I think all these games are going to be on the U, particularly tonight. I mean, you got Monday Night Football that you're going against. Don't love challenge three-pointers for Janai. I understand what they're doing with him. They're trying to kind of enhance his value for the next level to show that he has range, and he does have range, but I would rather him take open threes than Chad Bacon lasagna. That's my my state attorney calls him, and I've kind of picked up on it. Yeah. Chad Bacon lasagna. I said, it looks like they're sticking with Miles a little bit longer. He's usually a pretty good defensive player. And they were thinking his quickness would help here. That was kind of a lame foul. Am I reasonably up with where you guys are at in the game? I just got the first timeout there. Is what we run into there. Take a look at this box score. I'm going to pull it up as soon as I can. Takes me just a minute to set it up. All right, there it is. We'll pull it over here in lieu of Pocket Watch's amazing super chat. A little bit big there. I'll size that down. Man, it'll be big enough for y'all to see. I'll move this over. Maybe we can make this a little bit bigger. All right, so 1 of 5 is not great. Rebounding's about even. Dead even in minutes. We used to love telling that joke on the beat. So basically just Auburn being a little sloppy. I mean, 3 turnovers. Auburn's typically a team that has how many turnovers are we talking a game? 10, 12? To have 3 before the first time out is a little high. Just been sloppy, particularly in that one corner. I think all 3 of those turnovers are in that corner. Let's see. Locke says he loves Denver. Don't see him as a 1. He's a 2. I think they use him as a combo, really, is kind of what he is. And I agree with you. I don't think he's really a full, true 1. But, he's a smooth operator with the ball in his hands, which is kind of different than JP, who's really tight with the ball in his hands. And then you have Tahad. Tahad's like a whippersnapper, He's banging all over the place, and he's always hunting for a lane to drive downhill, which is great. Hayden says, football started fast, so transitive property says basketball team has to start slow. It's science, guys. It's just basic science. You're so right. Pablito jumping in with a super chat, my man. Says, is this the recruiting show? Has George Pickens flipped yet? Hey, now. What up, Pablito? Glad to have you here, G. As is customary, and that very high picture of Carlton Davis is always a good time. I thought about doing a recruiting show before. I mean, I know it's very popular to do. Jay Lee does a really good one. I enjoy that. And, of course, Jason Caldwell always has some good insight. Just haven't, just haven't really gotten to a place where we, do that comfortably. All the On3 guys, well, with the Cole doesn't live there, but Jay Lee and Jay Lee and Hoke live there, and I live in Montgomery, so we're kind of split up a little bit. I guess we could just do it we'll do it live over the internet. Wonder if that Iowa State coach could fight. He looks like he has that body like my granddad had. My granddad was an amateur fighter when he was younger. Yeah, very long 5 count on that one, Stoop Up. I agree. That's a nice dish from Chad Baker, Mazzara to Janai, who actually missed with his left hand, which I bet he hits 95% of those. Little hop, step, and a butte for Iowa State there. So just kind of, Auburn just seems a little rattled here. Not a big deal, but now you got Tahad on the ball. They're going to run cutters here. Kind of a poor screen there from Chad. I think he's a little frustrated. I do like that shot from Denver. I know it's deep, but there's nobody in his face, and he's squared up. So usually I feel good about that particular shot. Ravin in the house. What's up, my man? Give one of those to Ravin, one of the pillars of the community. Trying to do a little basketball live show, sir, and you know how it goes. Sometimes I feel, with football, it's like we can kind of talk about each play, but basketball, it's so fast. But, hey, man, it's Maui, it's Iowa State, it's a big game, so I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad you guys are here hanging. Stoop Up says, can't make anything. Yeah, shooting's been dry so far, and passing's been kind of lazy, too. Got to do better with that. Let's see. Janai I'm only showing one personal foul. Iowa State gets another bucket in transition. Auburn's making mistakes on the attacking end that are ending up costing them on the defensive end. Tahad getting a little one-on-one-y. Yeah, this is Auburn's passing is not great right now. They're not seeing the lanes like they normally do. Doug 3020 says, Ward Amigo JG. Glad to have you here, G. Appreciate you. I didn't miss you earlier. Yes, sir. Poppy Clan says, I'm doing God's work. 2 drains in 3 days. Glad to be here. Glad to have you on 2 drains in 3 days, G. We'll see how it goes today, and if it works, we'll go back tomorrow and hit it again. Again. All right, there's a bucket. Coming off an inbound, which is customary for them. Got to try to figure out what is messing up Auburn's vision on the attacking end. They're going to call a foul on Dillon there for pushing out, right? Oh, I thought Dillon. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Auburn's still a little coldish. Wow, they called that the other way. Interesting. 3 of 9 Auburn is from the floor. They're 6 of 10. And again, Auburn has the 3 turnovers, but none since that last break. There's a three-pointer that is going to help get things going a little bit there from Tahad. Auburn can score very quickly. That's an unfortunate foul right there where Auburn had 3 or 4 guys on one, and they managed to foul him. There was 0% chance he was going to score there. That's how it goes. Let's see what Iowa State does underneath. Well, I thought Chaney was going to get his hand on that pass, on the inbounds pass. Dillon just gets a little excitable, you know what I mean? And he ends up in the air, and there's nothing he's going to be able to do to help there. Just not going to be able to help on that. I'm curious to see what Iowa State's doing on that defensive end. I know it's man. I just haven't been able to understand why the points are having a hard time kind of seeing where they want to go. Usually in a situation like that, Auburn will start running some flex cuts, which is really difficult to kind of man-up defend that, or it gets tiring, I should say. We'll see if they run some of those on this next possession here. 15-9 is what I've got. Nice little move. It wasn't a flex cut, but Chaney kind of cut into the lane, and Iowa State was a little slow on the response, so he gets a little bucket there. Wow, Auburn sticking with Dillon out. They're keeping him in the game. Oh, Tahad's getting backed down by a big dude. That's not good. They bricked another 3, so. Oh, Tahad, I don't like this shot. And basically any 20 seconds on the shot clock shot from Tahad from 30 feet or whatever is just something that I'm not good with. I know BP will let him he'll give him leeway, more so than I would. Hey, that's good competition from Chaney, but he got off his feet again. He was fortunate to avoid a foul. Chaney sure does give you a lot of effort. Runner 24, my man, says just dropping in. A quick hello and a like. Enjoy the drain end game. Appreciate you stopping by, G. Hayden talking about Alabama losing Deontay Lawson, key linebacker for them. It is going to be a big hit. I don't know what kind of depth they have behind him at linebacker. You can assume it's probably pretty good. But, yeah, he's played a lot of snaps for them and played at a high level, so that's definitely not a good thing. I don't know. I'm feeling the closer we get to the Iron Bowl, the more I feel a little more optimistic maybe than I had been. 2 weeks ago I was like, they're going to get slaughtered. But I don't know, God, the way they just didn't show up at Oklahoma. Nice bucket there. Little runner, little floater, little Miles Simon action. To those of you who used to remember Arizona back in the late 90s. Miles Simon, the shooting guard for that national champion Arizona team from 1997. Beat Kentucky in overtime in Indianapolis. Mike Bibby. Little bucket there on the wing for Iowa State. Let me get a look at some of these ball handling numbers. Auburn has 3 turnovers, 2 assists, 3 turnovers for Auburn. 3 for 2 for Iowa State. So Both of them having some difficulty. Auburn at this point just trying to kind of burrow their way downhill and figure out what's going on. Looks like Iowa State's doing some of the same thing, just trying to take people downhill, which is what I would do, honestly, with my quicker players, because that's what North Alabama was doing, and it was kind of that was really good defense from Dillon right there. To not foul and challenge a shot looked really nice. Ravin, my man, jumps in with a super chat. Says Celtics, AU, and the Drain system overload. That's a man right there. May have NBA League Pass, like me. Although I don't watch the Celtics unless they're playing my team, the Oklahoma City Thunder. All right, it's now time to update our stat sheet. So I will do that now. I don't have my trusty sidekick number 19 to do my stats tonight. He has a life and a career to worry about. Indeed, indeed. But here it comes. It'll be very, very large when I... Oh, jeez, Jay. Come on, bro. That's pretty good right there. Christy said that was a really good box score there, JG. All right, Auburn, no turnovers in that last block, so that's definitely taken a step forward, and 2 assists now, so that's solid. The shooting's picked up a little bit from that nasty first block. 7 of 15 for Iowa State is not great. I mean, it's great for them, but and rebounding's about even. 3 steals for them versus 0 for Auburn, which is really just a function of that first block of time, that first 4 minutes. Brandon says, the Drain while watching, listening to the game on the U is pretty nice. Sweet, man. Appreciate that. I'm just trying to add a little context, Auburn context, to that stuff. Ravin says rebounding is crap right now. It's not been great. But they've been competing. Let's see, Damon K is ready for some picking and rolling. Because of how tight, how extended Iowa State is in its man right now. It's probably a good idea. A little DHO action also is something that Auburn probably runs just as much. We'll see which one they start working with. We'll see how they start. When Auburn starts running that high pick and roll, we'll see how Iowa State chooses to defend that. And that kind of dictates as to whether they're attacked downhill, which maybe you'd want to go with Tahad in that situation, like you did in the Houston game. Or if they're going to hedge the screens, you might want to slide over to more of a Denver look so you can just kind of shoot over that. TJ Otzelberger, one of the good guys. JGT, not as good as Sonny, but pretty damn good so far. Oh, golly, that's a high level there. I'm not there, my man, but I'll try to tell some stories about Roan Mountain later. This is an homage to my favorite basketball broadcaster. Nice fake there from Chad. Baker Mazzara, 15-18 is what we're looking at here. Auburn's rebounded. Well, that's not a good word. Auburn has resumed play well after that nasty first 4 minutes. Super chat coming through from Mega Tiger, who's here with us the other night as well. Says, good Lord, it's like we are playing basketball inside a 1970s closet. Who picked this floor layout? I may have a seizure. It looks kind of on brand except for the key. And while it is certainly appropriate for Maui, I wonder if that might be an homage to Bill Walton. He used to do these games until he passed away recently, and he would always wear those ugly, ugly Hawaiian shirts. I think Wonder Gump from the bunker has a quote from Bill on his signature. Something about we're all here on our little archipelago or whatever. You tax man, yes. Hell, I don't know. I failed math in 4 states. And then Andy will say, he's in 17 Halls of Fame. Got a little shot. Of course, you got BP there, but you also got a shot of Chad Pruitt, one of Auburn's assistant coaches there before BP moved down the court a little bit. Newman says they've had those designs for years. I mean, they are playing in a pretty small gym here. All right, 17-20 is what I got. I'll update the score now. Boy, Auburn's fighting through these screens right now. God, every time they score, I got to update it. Yikers. I need an intern. All right, now you got JP in there, which is a completely different kind of point guard, and he needs to run like set plays. Oh, Chad kind of got it ball stripped away on that drive. That's too open for that guy. What a clever Carlos Dansby type rebound play right there. That was nice. Uh-oh, Chad looks like he's got a right ankle. Uh-oh, Kai standing up. Kai's sitting down. Wonder if Dr. Turtle can get in there and assess that one. Clark Pearson, the trainer, taking a look there. An eagle-eyed trainer. Oh, they went knee to knee. Yeah, ow, that hurts, dude. It's one of those, he's not going to be injured, but it's going to hurt like a, you know what I mean. It's going to hurt a lot. 17-24. Haven't seen Kai or Turtle yet. We have seen them on the sidelines, I should say, but we have not seen them in the game yet. That's a really long shot from Miles Kelly. Missed it. Damon thinks the difference is just them hitting contested shots and Auburn having some trouble with it. There's another long shot. He just kind of shot over the screen there. Not really a defensive lapse per se. And Auburn's really pretty extended, honestly, on defense. I mean, I really can't blame that one. Broom takes another three that I just don't like. Out of system, in my opinion. He's now 0 for 2. I mean, do they have enough girth to really slow him down? There's another three. They have to call timeout here. I mean, we've seen when they need instant command in the post, you know who to go to. And you're not seeing him down there right now. You're seeing him, 18 feet from the bucket. It's part of their plan, but it's also like when you get down like this so quickly, I think you got to start working your way back with Janai down on the block. And that always works better with Chaney playing alongside of him rather than Dylan. Poppy Clan, great question. He says, I'm at a loss for what number one brings to this team. I mean, at this point, he's really just kind of like a third point. And you don't have to worry about him turning the ball over. He hasn't had a turnover this year. I mean, literally 0 for the entire year, so that's good. But, yeah, I just think he still plays very tentatively. And I think where he played before at Furman, it was just very regimented, the way they played, and Auburn is kind of freewheeling in a way. I don't want to overstate it. I mean, it's not like Auburn's just out there balling up or whatever, but there's a lot of creativity that BP affords his players, more so than most coaches, and I think sometimes it just kind of takes JP by surprise because she's just not used to it. I honestly thought that he would be more in tune with the system by now, and honestly, no coach will tell you this, but I suspect that they feel the same way. But it is what it is. He's a smart kid. He cares. He busts his ass. You never have to worry about him giving you any grief or anything. He's just trying hard, and he just hasn't quite gotten it yet. Raven says we can't street ball this team. I don't really understand that. That's not really what Auburn does, but I hear you. R. Stu says there's so many lines on this court. I don't mind the flower at half court, but damn, it looks like a volleyball court. That's exactly what it looks like. That's what it always has. And Poppy Clan says he's stealing minutes from Tahad. Tahad gets plenty of minutes, man. You know how BP is. He likes to have, I think in a perfect world, he'd have, 10 players, at least in double-digit minutes. And, the starters maybe in the 20s. He likes to spread it out, and he's never going to deviate from that. So I know that people are going to fuss about it. We've been doing it for years. Say, why does BP, he needs to focus more on the players that actually create the bigger numbers, but he just that's never been his thing. When he was at Tennessee, he did this. When he was at Southern Indiana, he did this. Like, this is just him. And it's something that his mentor, Dr. Tom Davis, felt strongly about as well, even though that was in the 80s or 70s also. But Dr. Tom was at his peak in the 80s at Iowa, and that's kind of where BP came along. So that's something that's just always been an irrevocable part of his philosophy. Ephesians says, need to get Chaney involved more. Dude has been playing well in this game. He's a Jalen Williams-type player right now, and that's what Chaney is. Sort of, yeah. I mean, they're both fours. They're both quick fours. I think of J. Will as more of a three-point guy, and I think of Chaney as a bouncy, drivey guy. But I get what you're saying. Both calm operators, you know what I mean? Small Victory says he's like clockwork with rotations and clock-in times. Yeah, for sure. Cassidy P in the house. What's up, bro? We are draining. Trying to basketball drain. Why not? Let's see how it goes. If it's my fault that they're down 30-17, we're not going to do this again. Auburn just kind of in a little rut right now. It seemed like when Chad banged his knee, everything just kind of went down really fast. Let's see what they're doing here. Got Chaney in there. All right, I like where Janai's at here. I like him a lot better on the block than I do 18 feet out. So they get the ball to him on the block, and he has to take a circuitous route to the bucket, but he gets fouled. Kind of an ambitious, speculative, some would say, alley-oop attempt from Chaney. But hey, it got him started. I'm completely with you, Anthony R. Says we're okay, just got to settle down. Completely agree. Raven says we're not getting their defense to shift enough. I agree that too much emphasis right now for Auburn on the attacking end of driving downhill. And they didn't necessarily start that way. They were trying to move the ball around, and they were being obstructed. I'm not exactly sure what was tripping them out, but they weren't passing the ball effectively, and so that's when they went to the kind of the downhill paradigm, and I think they need to get back to something else. Boy, Miles Kelly putting in a shift here. But that little wraparound, a little too much. Let me update some of these scores. 19-32. That's going to be off Janai. You can tell Iowa State is they're just well drilled. You don't see a lot of wasted passes or movements. They kind of have they're pushing downhill here, and they're also going to shoot over hedge screens. It's pretty much what they've been doing so far. And they almost always have a dude on the backside just sitting in the corner. They can afford to do that. There's a shot right there, a very long contested shot. That's a hell of a shot. 35 points for them already. This is not great for Auburn. This is just too high of a point total going on right now. It almost looks like one of those Joe Champy, kind of a zone-ish with man principles, because they're backed way off on the help side. They're backed way down, and that wing on the backside's got 10 feet. But Auburn's really has not been passing the ball around very well, so it's not a big risk. Janai cash money from the line right now, which is probably good. Stephen Pearl. There's Kirk Sampson's son with the curly hair there. He's a student manager with the team this year. Miles Kelly's been a little disappointment so far in this game. I had a couple turnovers early. His defense has been spirited, but not necessarily effective. Ooh, that was a sweet little move from Janai. Yeah, Iowa State has done a nice job. Look how far extended they are on this man. You can only do this when you've got depth, man. I don't like this shot at all. but it's worth 3 anyway. Tahad is just has no conscience. He's just like, if I'm feeling it, it's going up. I forgot about putting up Janai's free throw, my bad. Yeah, Ephesians, I noticed that earlier. That dude's got a very strong, he works on his abs a lot. Wow, this is an incredibly difficult shot here. Can't blame Auburn's defense on that possession. I'm surprised they're sticking with Miles Kelly as long as they are right now. I guess with Chad, if he's still banged up. Don't like the rebounding there. Didn't like the positioning. Didn't like the hustle on that. Yeah, I don't know if that's a foul on Chaney. I have to look at the replay on that. I mean, it's kind of like what he was talking about tonight on Tiger Talk. Sometimes referees will call things on anticipation of a foul. Nah, it's foul. Never mind. Really, he fouled him low. He kind of got his arm into his stomach. And you don't even have to look at what happened above the rim. Stu, he may have had all ball, but he hit him low. And that was the foul. He's going to hit him in the stomach right here. See it? All right, 37 now they've got. This is just too many points. Well, they've earned them. They've earned them. They've been very quick to take advantage of Auburn. Oh, I like this little. That was a sweet little move from Tahad to kind of bounce off the block toward the free throw line. He had a ton of space, just didn't quite hit the shot. God, look at the passing. Very, very good. And that's going to be a foul on Dylan. It looked pretty good to me, but that's what it is. Number 1 is really good at body position. He gets that ball and he turns his back to people really fast, and it's just makes it really hard for you to do much against him. Mike Burgermaster there. Man, BP's getting pissed off about it too. Deshaun Jackson is this dude who's been a problem. Miles still out there. Guess they're not going to go with Kai tonight. All right, 38. It's a lot of points, man. They're on pace to get 50 in the half, and it's too many. I got JP running point here, which means it better be very technical. Trying to back cut on that, and Iowa State was just ready for it, and Dylan didn't anticipate that at all. And they immediately turned that turnover into a dunk on the other end. That's what they've been doing, man. They're just well-schooled, well-drilled. Oh, geez, JP. Getting lucky on that one just to get the ball back. Boy, that's a shot that Miles Kelly will make 80% of the time right there, maybe more. Just a little baseline floater from 6 feet. Just rimmed it out. He's going to try to back Chaney down. Chaney's not having that. See, the actual slap is what's going to get you a foul call, even if he didn't do anything. Dylan made a mistake there. Defensively in transition, he just took a couple false steps, and Deshaun Jackson just was like, yo. That's the thing when you're watching a team like Iowa State, that he didn't have to call out that he was open right there. The guy with the ball, the wing, he just knew right away. 0-0-0-8 is correct. Getting whipped. It's happening right now, yeah. I understand what you're saying about go to zone, and they may do that, but I think the bigger problem right now is that so many of these buckets for Iowa State are being set up by mistakes on the attacking end. And his zone ain't going to fix that problem. They're up to 41 now. Auburn had a chance on a switch right there, and the ball went out instead of going in. Is that Semo or Turtle? That's Turtle, isn't it? I think Turtle's in there. You don't see him on that replay, but he's on the other side. Janai, what's he? Left ankle issue there or something? Yeah, there's Turtle. He's playing. So this is the first time that either Turtle or Ja'Kai has played since the Mile High Brawl. I always kind of felt like that was more on Kai than it was on Turtle. So we'll see if that's represented in the way the minutes are played tonight. I was told earlier that both were available for this game, so we'll just kind of see what BP wants to do. I'm not sure it's a great game for Ja'Kai to play in right now because he's kind of more of a swashbuckling Oh, what a move by Deshaun Jackson. More of a swashbuckling transition guy, kind of like Tahad. Not sure you need more of that right now. I think you need better ball handling right now. Oh, behind the back pass from Tahad to Janai was disgusting, but he didn't hit the three. He's over from 3-point range, and I don't love this. It's too much 3-point shooting for him. He's an All-American because he's such an operator near the block. I mean, he needs to be near the block. Oh, jeez. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, there's that back cut. Now, that one was open. And Tahad just puts it in. That was tasty. Pablito jumps in with a super chat. Obviously, we shouldn't be this bad. But how much should we read into this shit show? Hold on. Just, whoa, man. You know how I am now to Pablito. You know I'm very, very, very slow to react. I have seen a lot of basketball games in my life. A lot more than I have football games. It's because I grew up in a house where my parents were from Louisville. And we watched Louisville and UK and stuff back in the day. You just got to let this one, you got to let it roll a little bit longer. Now, I think they've been playing a little bit better the last 2 or 3 minutes because they had a really bad run there. It was a 10-0 run, I think, and then gave up another 8-0 probably in the last maybe 3 minutes ago. Just being lax on the attacking end and getting busted in transition. I think just got to work a little bit more carefully on the attacking end. Let me get our statistical box, our stat box, whatever. Let me get that updated. Get a fresh one put up there for you. And we'll take a gander at what we have to work with. Should be an easier way for me to do this for you guys. Get these up a little more quickly, but 'tis what it is. Eight of 22 is better than it was. Let's see what sticks out here. All right, 6 turnovers. They had 3 in the first block, so they've only had 3 in the next 4 blocks. 8 assists and 6 turnovers is not good. They've got 7 assists and 2 turnovers. They're happy with that. 14 of 26 from the floor. They're thrilled with that. 5 of 11 from 3. They're thrilled with that. And rebounding is 15-12, but in approximately the same percentages for both teams. So I don't think rebounding's been the story. I think shot making's been the story, and Auburn just getting lax. Look at that. Fast break points is 12-0 in their favor. And 9-0 off turnovers. Auburn does not have a point off a turnover today. That's unusual. And points per possession for Auburn at 0.9 is really low for them. I think they were 1.4 in the last game. And you can see Iowa State's at 1.4 now. Actually, technically 1.5. So, Scott C says Auburn 9 of 10 at the free throw line, but down 14. They've been better at the free throw line this year, honestly. But in the past, it's been a problem. 9 of 10 is terrific. 8 fouls against 9 for them, so nothing going on there. You know, not having Chad's been a little weird because you end up playing more Miles Kelly. It just doesn't seem in the flow tonight. 0 for 3 from the floor right now. And Janai 1 of 5 from the floor, which you definitely don't expect. And he's leading the team or whatever. He's trailing the team, I guess, and plus minus at minus 15 right now. Ephesians getting me excited for Thursday. Says, ooh, I do love some cranberry sauce. Courtney, I made her go get me some for Thanksgiving because she's not a fan and she tries to ignore it. Like she's like, well, I didn't think you wanted it. I was like, no, I do. So we'll have some. I think it's absolutely crucial to have on Thanksgiving. Ephesians asked me earlier, JJ, what's the favorite side dish for the Thanksgiving meal? Let me go back. You said something else there and I just missed it. Anyway, you've got a mac and cheese or rice and corn casserole. I love the sound of rice and corn casserole. I've never had that, but it sounds delicious. For me, it would definitely be stuffing. I think my wife makes amazing stuffing. Janai just hit a 3, so now he's going to feel emboldened to continue shooting away from 3. But that's fine, whatever. Not my problem. Auburn getting this back a little bit here. It's only down 11. Need to get some stops, obviously, and try to get this thing up. I think someone mentioned earlier they need 35. I think Auburn would be satisfied to get that. See, that's just a tough, skilled shot right there. The drive, and then to be able to twist your body and kind of turn your back to the defender. That's good, man. It's just good basketball. Miles Kelly's still playing a lot of minutes right now. It's just the way it is if Chad's not going to play. There he is. He's going to load up and hit a 3 right there. You know, when he gets some space and gets a chance to kind of go through the whole motion, he's a deadly shooter. And I'm the guy who said he was going to be on the All-SEC team. I did not say first team, but I said he was going to be on the team. And early returns are not looking great for me on that one, but whatever. That's just too easy. That's just such an easy downhill drive. Auburn did not rotate well after that kick out, and nobody really challenged him. That's what BP's talking about with build a wall. Turtle with a 3. I'm not sure what's going on with that. He does actually have some decent range. I'm not sure he has 3-point range, but he has, 15 to 18 foot range. Yeah, Anthony R. Was mentioned that CBM got hurt. He went knee to knee with one of their players, so I don't think he's injured, but I think he's he's going to get a bone bruise on his knee, and it may be really difficult to play through. Yeah, Stu Pup says too easy for them driving. Absolutely, man. It's just too easy. Too many of these drives are not challenged properly, and I'm not sure exactly why that is. So they got Turtle in there playing with Janai. So that's going to be with a turnover. Look at, here comes another transition opportunity. Really good. Number 10 is really good guard. The body control has been terrific with him all night long. I'm not really familiar with his team because I don't watch him play hardly at all, but that dude can play some ball. I like that skip pass over to Miles Kelly. Well, this team fights hard for rebounds too. Auburn did a better job of covering up that last little mini break right there. Oh, that little Dirk Nowitzki fall away. Good golly. Wow, guys. Just when you think Auburn was kind of clawing back in it a little bit, Iowa State goes on a little run and just punches them right in the frickin' face. Yowzers. That Dirk Nowitzki fall away was tough, man. I don't know how you defend that. Yowzers. Iowa State fans got to be feeling pretty satisfied and good with how that half went. David says, do they miss it all? Boy, they played a great half. It's a great half of basketball right there for Iowa State. Let me get the halftime stats up. Yay, we get to watch Danny Hurley lose to Penny. Really surprised by this one. I didn't think Memphis had that kind of a team. I was not familiar with their game. All right, here's the halftime box. Wow, 18 of 31 shooting for them is tremendous. Really, really nice. Let's see. Solo Tigre says, BP said something like they're the best finishing backcourt in transition in the country. They certainly showed that in the first half. We got work that halftime to adjust, for sure. You've got to stop with the troublesome work on the attacking end that's letting them get in transition and bust Auburn now. 14-3 fast break advantage for them. 11-0 advantage on points off turnovers. Hey, you tax fans cracking me up. Hey, he did get called for a technical today, which I feel like was against the rules for refs. They always let Hurley act like an absolute freaking maniac out there, and they don't say shit to him. I mean, if Bobby Knight had done this stuff, they would have literally put him in jail. But they let Dan Hurley get away with everything. This guy's such a turd. Fuck out of here, man. I hate that guy. And those of you who have been following college basketball, he was just basically like some goober playing at Seton Hall. He was not very good. Yeah, his brother Danny was like such a, I'm sorry, his brother Bobby was such a stud at Duke, and I hated his too for obvious reasons. But Danny Hurley went to Seton Hall and was kind of ass, really. But he's been a hell of a coach. Got to give him that. Janai minus 17 unacceptable is what Chip said, and I agree completely. Just a weird half for him. He was not really doing what he's supposed to be doing, right? I mean, he's a block player at his best, right? Block player, driving and finishing with his left hand, and working in transition really is what, because he's a good finishing guy in transition. What he is not is this ace three-point shooter. It's almost like we're seeing the Chris Porter effect again. And I know they're not the same kind of player, although they both wore number 4. You know, Chris was a very bouncy 4. Janai is not bouncy. Janai is kind of an operator, an old man game type player, but they're both, you know, like Chris Porter's last season at Auburn, they had him shooting threes a lot, which he never really hit, and I feel like now they're trying to move Janai in that direction too. I don't know. Raven says, let's be honest, we're giving them clean looks. Yeah, I don't know. They did get some. I just think they're driving downhill and they know how to use their body position and make it very difficult to block their shots. And, yeah, they've been good, man. Christopher B says they're good, making a lot of really difficult shots. I completely agree. I mean, geez, 18 of 31. 18 of 31, excuse me. You don't see teams shoot like that against Auburn very often. Because Auburn, I think of them as an attacking team usually, but their defense has been picking up. And this team, I would definitely think that Auburn's defense for this team would be, I'd probably give them a B+ or an A-. Not tonight, but I'm saying in general. And normally I would consider Auburn's attacking maybe an A- or an A. Tonight, attacking has been probably a D or a C- maybe. Maybe. Yeah, probably a D. And then defense is probably a D. Yeah, this is where CBM just gets caught right here. And he doesn't, I mean, the best pass is probably to Dylan, but he can't see it. I can't hear what Seth Greenberg's talking about here, but if he thinks there should be somebody in that corner, I mean, there's no way Chad's going to get that ball to him. Janai being a little bit of a statue there. That's at number 10 again, man. He just understands body positioning. Let's see. Solo Tigre says they've been considerably tougher on offense and defense than Houston, and I did not expect that at all. I definitely did on defense. I think of Iowa State as a really, really good defensive team and a solid offensive team, but they're changing my mind about that pretty quickly. Stu Pup makes a good point that this is kind of what Janai does. He kind of floats around in the first half, and he's a little aimless, kind of like he was in the Houston game, right? And not necessarily the whole first half against North Alabama, but some of the first half against North Alabama. And they kind of changed things, and he just suffocated them. And maybe he'll be able to do some of that tonight. Stephen L., we were talking about that earlier, about missing Bill Walton. He's such an interesting commentator, and I always think of him doing UCLA games and also Maui Invitational. So I hope you're doing well in your archipelago tonight, sir. Yeah, Ephesians noting that the points off turnovers is a killer. Yes, 11-0 is just so unlike. If you think about it, you really get down to the core of what BP is trying to accomplish. It's always turnovers on defense, transition. That's what and essentially Iowa State is doing to him what he wants to do. So I know he's frustrated by that, and I'm sure he and Burgo are going to sit down here at halftime and get some input from Ira and Coach Stephen Pearl and Coach Ian Borders and maybe Pruitt, Corey, and try to figure out what's going to work, but it'll probably be mostly Burgo and BP talking about what they want to do in the second half. Auburn usually is very good about adjustments coming in from halftime, and we'll just see, but this is going to be a challenge right here. I mean, the good news is this is the kind of team that you're going to see in an Elite Eight type matchup, and, you need to get popped in the face some. This team did get popped in the face by Houston and responded really well. They weren't down this much. But there were points in that first half where I thought Houston was significantly better than Auburn, and I feel that way about this game too. So this is not uncharted territory for this ball club, and they're going to have to come back and do a little bit better. Again, the turnover thing, they had 3 really sloppy turnovers there in the first segment, the first 4 minutes of the game. Joe Champy always taught me that games are in segments, right? 4-minute segments, and you got to focus on, you lost that segment, but this next 4-minute chunk, this chunk of time, we got to win that, and then we'll try to win the next one. And I don't know if BP looks at it that way, but Solo Tigger wants to know, is there any chance we could put Jakai's jersey on Marquise Daniels for the second half? Love to have it, particularly if he can sit in the middle of that zone and operate like he did against Syracuse in the 2003 tournament. Snobburn says, let's just accept it. God gave us Saturday, but he's not giving us tonight. Let's see. Small Victory says, Burgo called the whole second half and left guys in longer than normal rotations. The trivia part of that is that, yes, Burgo did call every play in the second half. Burgo also called most of the plays in the first half of the Houston game, as I understand it. So he kind of got a kick out of that when I mentioned it to him. He's great, man. I'm so glad. One of the best things about being a sports writer is just getting to meet people, lots of different kinds of people. And Burgo is a good example of somebody that I would never meet in my own life, because he's like this New Englander, and he has kind of a gruff, I don't think he has a gruff personality. He's just a gruff way of kind of communicating with people, even though he's not a gruff person. But because if you talk to him in June or whatever, he's fun. But this time of year, he's just in coach mode, and I just love getting to know people like that I would never meet otherwise. It's one of the great parts of this gig. Hugh Freeze is another one like that for me. Such a fascinating character. And Vontrell, King Williams, defensive line coach at Auburn, same kind of thing. Ben Agamawa, love talking to him. Who would have known that I'd be hanging out with Ben Agamawa talking about Weller bourbon? You get so much interesting stuff. So what are the expectations for this second half for you guys? Down 16. Obviously going to have to limit. I mean, this points off turnover situation is crucial. I mean, just getting zeroed on that one is not acceptable. I guess I got to add some stats of note here. We got a stat box up, though. Let's see. 4R Tigers says, willing to sacrifice tonight for a W next Saturday. I think we would all be on board with that to get our Bama friends cooled off a little bit. I know they had some problems this past weekend, which I know none of us minded to see. I always try to be quiet, Ro. I don't like to rub it in. Power Mizzou, what's up, G? That's my guy right there. Yeah, we're doing a live basketball stream tonight, Gabe. Just trying it. I haven't done one. Well, we did one for like the tournaments, but I haven't really done a regular season one since the Gonzaga game, like 4 years ago. Who was that girl that got in our chat for the Gonzaga game that was giving us hell? Remember that? All we did was talk nice about Gonzaga. She was just on us the whole time. We're still getting answers to things that we would like to see in the second half. Let's see. Cassidy P wants to see a concerted effort to get Chennai the ball on the block. It's hard to get him the ball on the block if he's not on the block. So, I don't know. Poppy Clans need to get it within 6 in the first 4 minutes. That would be tough. Sean says I need to cut it to 10 real fast and then chip away over the last 10 or the next 10 minutes. It's probably a good idea. Knuman agreeing with me that Marquise is an absolute legend. Never seen a player at Auburn smoother than Marquise Daniels. So smooth on the ball, off the ball. I used to call him the Slinky because he just he's like the Matrix kind of. Sean Marion. Brandon J says, always looking dapper, JG. I appreciate you, bro. Just try to look professional, man. I'm trying to be here for you guys and doing our thing. Yeah, Bo, you're killing me. How's everyone suddenly bad at the same time? Clearly a conspiracy. I think it's a Hawaiian conspiracy. And Don Proper Dickin coming all the way from Maastricht, Holland. Appreciate you, brother. Says I want to see offensive boards. That would be terrific. 2 in the first half for Auburn. And that's usually an area where you think Auburn's pretty strong, but these guys have been tough. Snobbard wants to know if name offered made the trip to Maui. Yes, it's down to Auburn, Ohio State, and Hawaii Hilo. And he wanted to take another visit out here. He's really interested in the program. It's not that he's trying to pick up Hawaiian babes. And AU Taxman says Bruce needs to take away play calling duties from Derek Nix this half. Splash. Just gave it to you, Jacob G. There you go. Stefan says Marquise Daniels, A+ basketball player, C- rap artist. Who do you like better, Marquise or God, what was this? Come on, man, I always forget his name. Defensive end. He passed away. Played for the Raiders. He played in like 07. I used to play Call of Duty with him, and he'd run down the street and get killed and cry about it. Quentin Gross. Quentin Gross is probably not a great rap artist either. Remember him and T-Will were kind of rapping together. Splash. Yeah, Knuman says smooth as silk. He's talking, of course, about Marquise Daniels, number 3. It was just so good. So good. I'm not sure that people, I mean, I think Auburn people do, but regular people don't. You know, like regular SEC fans, like from UK or wherever the fuck they are, Arkansas, they don't remember Marquise Daniels, but I sure do. Him and, Jameson Brewer. Cliff used to call him Jamie, and he hated it. I'm trying to think. Snobber not mentions the 17th floor crew. You remember DJ Blackjack? That was Montavis Pitts. Is that right? From Lochapoka? I think he was DJ Blackjack back in the day. I still sing Tiger Walk songs sometimes, Ephesians. Hey, let me see a Tiger Walk. Hey, okay. Yes. Groves was definitely part of that. They were called Big League ENT was the name of their company they were doing. Yabo said Howard is back for the first time since the Sky Scuffle. That's actually a good phrase for it. I like that. Yeah, the Sky Scuffle. Yeah, that's definitely true. Turtle is the first one back. We have not seen Kai in this game yet. I guess, I mean, he's available. He's there. We've seen him, but he hadn't played. Stephan L says, did Marquise get busted for selling weed? That is old news, bro. Who knows? That's been adjudicated. I'm done with that. Chip says Monte. Exactly. It was Montavis, but he went by Monte. You're right. Solo Tigre says Brewer and Keese played a couple years together for the Pacers, too. I did not know that. Interesting. I do miss Quentin Groves. I feel bad about forgetting his name earlier. I mean, I have it in my head exactly what he looks like. One of my favorite players ever to work with. Back in those days when I played Call of Duty, my name was Sergeant Teabag, and he just got the biggest kick out of that. He thought that was so funny. And I would play with him and Senderic and P. Lee a.k.a. P-lism, and enjoyed the hell out of that, man. And Wes Byron we played with some, too, back in the day. And then sometime, this has been a while, though, I used to play with Senderic, and then every now and then I'd be on with him, and then he would join in with, like, a team of, like, NFL friends of his. I don't know who they were. You know, I didn't. Hey, guys, who are you? I always kind of wondered who I was playing with. It was like some all-pro or something, you know. Damon reminds us that his high school team, I should say, beat Monte Pitts' Lochapoka team. Pitts was the quarterback and the only player that was on that team. That's kind of how it goes sometimes in Loch, isn't it? Reeltown is a little different. They usually get teams out there, but Lochapoka usually has a harder time. J.C. Hart was from out there, isn't he? I think he's a syrup sopper. And gay, by the way, that's not what they're actually called. It's just that's what the big event in Lochapoka every year is called. It's called syrup sopping. Groves was there for the 12-sack game. Honk if he sacked Brody. Yeah, absolutely. He was there. Okay, we're picking it back up. Yo. Second half, you've got to see, as Joe Champion would say, you've got to see improvement in this first segment of the second half. It's got to happen. Auburn playing man pretty aggressively. Chad Baker's back in there. That was such a clutch offensive rebound. God dang, man, what? Okay, they're going to call a foul on that. I was like, Chennai's going down in a heap here. That was a great offensive rebound from number one. That is a player, man. A little bit of a foul, though. Yabo said he'd be cool with Miles Kelly draining like 5 threes in a row right now. Colby, man, that hurts me right in my chest. He says, we're losing to a coach with frosted tips. Boo that man. What kind of an asshole colors his hair? I don't know. Probably somebody who's really insecure. Probably drives a Hyundai. I'm just throwing out things here, man. I know that's suspiciously specific, but. All right, there we go. I like the passing tempo. Decent look from Janai, although he had somebody in his face. But I always trust Janai with his left hand on that block. I bet he's 90% over there, so I will take it. All right, need a few more stops here, and I think they'll be right back in the game. Of course, stops were hard to come by in the first half. That's for sure. There you go. Nice steal from Chad Bacon Lasagna. Now, see, my problem there is that Janai didn't make himself available enough on that transition bucket there. He should have slowed down a little bit or sped up and created a lane. No, that wasn't going to happen. Is that Dylan or Chad Bacon Lasagna that got the foul there? Yeah, but yeah, he's definitely back in. Talking about Chad. Let's see, Raven, it's going to take some big nuts to win this game is what he says. And Colby appreciates you, comes back and says, yeah, but you pull it off, though. Appreciate that, G. Some people think so. Others think it's a horrible rendition, but I don't really care. What I got to worry about now, huh? My twilight years anyway. 51-35, Auburn 16 down. They've just traded buckets so far in this half. Now, that's a shot I'm good with Denver taking. Just a little mid-ranger, 14-footer. He really wasn't challenged. He got to square up. No problem. He is a shooter. We think of him a lot more as that's great defense from Dylan right there to step over and block that drive. I didn't like that foul at all. I just didn't look good. These Iowa State fans don't know who Dylan is, you know. Maybe they get a kick out of him now. Yabo said he's coming at him like a spider monkey. Oh, dude, chill out. He just kicked you in the head. It's not a big deal. I am kind of surprised that Dylan went so far, like, out of bounds like that, though. Like, I didn't feel like the push was that hard. Although, you know, I think you could make the argument that should be an intentional. Stupup's thinking flagrant one. Oh, he's okay. He got hit in the head, but he's fine. Yeah, I feel like a stranger. You know, now that I think about it, that might have been intentional. I didn't necessarily wasn't paying attention to the hack before just having the arm extended. That hack is pretty lame. And then he kind of pushed him a little bit, but I didn't think the push was that hard. But the hack kind of did look a little intentional to me. So we'll see how this is adjudicated. You know, if that replay is going to Birmingham, that ain't nothing. Oh, there's the guy that Chad ran over earlier. Little guy. He's doing okay now. I thought he was going to cry earlier. Let's see. Jacob G says, we looking way better. Loving the energy. Bad intent. I like that. It works really well in football. I'm not sure that it is in basketball. But, yeah, you got to be tough, though. Look at here, man. Everybody's texting me to say I got kicked in the fucking head, man. Isn't that cool? Is that guy wearing a Fordham shirt to his right? Guys, okay, we've done enough. This is a very long review. I'd rather they just pick something and let's go on. Let's get on with it. Come on now. Yeah, I'm not going to keep fussing about this. It just takes too damn long to get this done. Colby said paid thousands to courtside tickets and then they get laid out. That's pretty funny. It is true. That's probably paid a bunch of money for that. And considering he's wearing Tampa Bay Rays stuff, maybe he's a Auburn fan. I don't know. Man, this is the longest review I've ever seen. Come on, dude. Jeez Louise. Small victories completely. Like, come on. Let's move on. Great defensive move there by Dylan to step over and cut off that lane. Like Coach Ian Borders is like, come on, you got to give him a technical on that one. Oh, how many times in the summer have I watched Dylan in there by himself shooting free throws and hit one right after another? And it comes out here and he's gonna miss him. I think it's the Iowa State fans. Look at he missed them both. Ouch. You gotta hit that one, man. You gotta hit one of those. Jeez. They could have had two in the ball. That's how you get back in the game right there. All right, I love Janai in this situation. Nice pass. I love Miles Kelly with that shot. He missed one earlier from that distance in that spot, but he didn't miss that one. Miles Kelly, Georgia Tech transfer. Accurate. I wouldn't dispute that at all. All right, so Dylan didn't fall for the pump fake on that one. He didn't fall for the pump fake on that one either. See? Getting a little bit better. Auburn's creating a lot of commotion there near the ball. They did a good job. Once you got that shot clock down to about 8 and Auburn had 3 guys in front of him, they were in trouble. He had nowhere to drive, and that dude had his headset on driving, kind of like Tahad does. Out of bounds play. This is where Auburn's really good on the attacking end. Let's see if they can defend this well. Interesting right now, the guard situation. We've got Miles playing 2, Chad playing 3, and Denver at point. So you got a lot of shooters right there. There's Mike Burgermaster. First guy on the bench. Chad, Coach Stephen Pearl, Corey Williams, Ira. Oh, man. That's a soft foul, dude. Nolan Richardson used to talk about advantage, disadvantage, and don't call a foul unless it's creating a disadvantage for my player or your player, And that was just there was no advantage, disadvantage there. Boy, this dude's just going to push him. He's going to try to Dirk Nowitzki that shit again. Oh, if he had hit that. Oh, Miles. All right, that's fine. Out on Iowa State. Yeah, Cassidy P. I didn't like that call. There's been a couple here lately that are just little touchy-feely ones. I don't like that. It's a very speculative fall-away jumper. I know he hit one there before the buzzer in the first half, but surely he doesn't hit a bunch of those, right? Come on now. All right, passing tempo. Really, really speeding up there. That's nice. This is something that I've written about in several of my big game raps. The passing tempo, when they choose to crank it up, is really fast now, and this is a great example of that. It's kind of hard to blame that kid for that foul. That was a nice play. Because it was really just him trying to stop before Janai kind of shoved the ball over to the other side of his body, but it happens. Yavo says the lady ref is my favorite. She seems good. She seems calmer than the others. Hasn't made any weird calls that I've seen. Nice pass. I'm telling you, Janai inside of 6 feet, dude, he's got like an 80% chance of winning it. So just keep pushing the percentages, man. Really nice pass. First pass from Dylan there, by the way. That's an area of his game that he has really, really stepped up on. It really shows. Still sticking with his very shooty lineup here. Miles Kelly's really thinking about something here. Oh, Chad Bacon, lasagna. I wonder if they're going to call a timeout here. Yeah, they did. Auburn's really surging right now. Great idea from Miles Kelly. I think he saw that. He was hoping to get that guy moving a little bit to his left, go right, and he felt like he could kick that ball out. Because I don't think Miles Kelly wanted to shoot that ball. And he ultimately didn't, but I don't think that was his goal here. I'm glad Dylan didn't intercept that pass because it's good stuff right there. All right, so Auburn's passing tempo has really, really picked up here. And remember, we were saying early in the game, particularly that first 4-minute segment of the game, Auburn's passing tempo was dog shit the whole way. It was just slow and just ponderous, man. And now they're zapping and they're not worrying about it. And they're not getting picked off either. They're at 7. Let me check the turnovers. Let's get the latest box score up for you guys, and we'll see how they're doing. I'm going to probably switch to a second-half box score here, which might look a little odd. Let me see which one I want here. Box score second half. There we go. Waiting on this stat box to populate. Jeez. What a pain in the ass. Takes me a little while to get these box scores over to you guys, but hopefully it'll be worth the wait. All right, so this is going to be a second-half box score rather than a first-half box score, or rather than a game total. I take it back. So, again, this is just second half. Auburn outscoring them 11-2 this half so far. And 5 of 6 from the floor, and they're 0 of 4. And that's the kind of shit you want to see, right? That's the analysis you come here for. Auburn 3 assists, 0 turnovers. You'll love to see it. They've got 0 assists, 2 turnovers. And I have to look up on the Acrobat Reader to see what the turnovers are on this one. Let's see. 2 points off turnovers this half. 2-0 on second chance points. So not really enough to consider, just, since there's not been a lot of shots put up. But anyway, this is definitely on the right track here. Julian, number 1 class in football recruiting, probably not. Now, if you add name offered and you add Usman Chroma and you add Justice Terry, which that would be a huge finish. That would be best case scenario finish. You're probably finishing second. Or maybe third. But that would be... they're probably on track for the best recruiting class ever in Auburn history anyway. But I think they got a shot to push it a little bit better. I do. I really do. I was happy to see Spencer Dowland commit to Mississippi State today. That was great. He was an Auburn commit for a while, and I just kind of felt like he got outmoded a little bit, and it's good to see him at Mississippi State. I think he'll be a good player over there. I like him. Let's see. Ephesians wasn't asking a question. I was just, there's that number 1 again, or number 10 rather. The point guard is a good player. See, it's another offensive rebound, and it just pisses me the hell off. But they didn't get it. They didn't get a bucket off of it. The vibe in the press conference, Chad Bacon Lasagna with an unconscious 3. Oh, did he get fouled too? Boy, when Chad warms up, dude, he does not give a shit. He just puts it up, doesn't he? So now he's got 3, plus he's going to the line. And Auburn is on a, 14-2 bender right here? With a chance to go 15-2. Number 10 made a tactical error on that one. Look at Ira. This is really going well for Auburn right now, huh? Really, really going well. Something about the vibe at the press conference today. Is that what you're asking about, Jeff? Ephesians? Dude sat a little higher on his chair today, like he had a weight lifted. Yeah, for sure. I definitely get that feeling. He needed that one. And it was funny to listen to him on the Tiger Talk tonight when he was like, I was ready to fight that guy. I told the white hat that if he brought him over there, I was going to fight him. I was like, first of all, he's not a fighter. And second of all, that's just funny. That's just funny, man. That's good stuff. Austin M. jumping in. What's up, G? Glad to see you. Appreciate you super chatting again. I know you did the other night. You do it again here. Thank you. No matter the outcome of this game, thank you, JG, for doing this. I know doing a drain for basketball is tough. Ward Amigo, I appreciate you. If you like it, then it ain't tough. I just felt like in that Gonzaga game that we did a while back, it just dragged. But hey, if you like it, I'm here to do it. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you for super chatting and for being part of the show, for sure. Let's see. Colby says this damn team is so good. Made the adjustments at halftime as we thought. Right, a lot of us here. We're calm. Basketball is one of those games where shit gets really bad sometimes, and you can turn it around very quickly. As you see here, we're one segment into the second half, and Auburn's completely turned the game around. So, let's see. Grind says this team is nuts. I still think Iowa State is the best team we'll play this regular season. Good God, dude, what? I mean, no. First of all, they are awesome. But you think about Auburn's going to be playing 30-something games this year. Let's see. Auburn's still got the Duke Blue Devils. The Tennessee Vols are really good this year. I think Kentucky's going to come around with Mark Pope. Texas, I think, is pretty good. Purdue Boilermakers are good, although they lost an important player. And Ohio State is actually decent this year, which I don't think Auburn was anticipating. And Houston, of course, is a very good ball club. So, I mean, they're definitely in there. This is one of those teams that's just like drives you crazy in the tournament because they have great guard play and the dudes just know how to operate, and it's such a pain in the ass, man. Ephesians says, just real quick before I forget to say this, you're the man for this. You're a crazy man handling the stats, scores, commentary, and chat. Nobody does it like JG. I mean, nobody. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you saying that. It's really nice of you to say. Because I sometimes I feel like I suck at it. I feel like I'm all right in the football, but basketball, there's so much going on. All right, Chad Bacon Lasagna up there, and he hits the free throw. So 48-51, Auburn has taken a game that was really ugly for a while and turned it on its head. Really just one segment into this game. So absolutely edge. Let's see. They haven't been really driving too much. They've had trouble on the drives. And I don't really see – they don't DHO hardly at all. So I don't really know how they're going to initiate these drives. That's what they were doing in the first half. Running. It wasn't really DHO. It was just high screens. And I haven't really seen him running that here lately. Dylan's fired up, man. Yabo thought Auburn was about to get run out of the gym. The ability to adjust is impressive. You got smart coaches. You've got coachable players who are very experienced. That's a really good combination to have, and it's something Auburn's going to have all year long. Got a lot of depth and very coachable. Like I said, they're seniors. Most of these guys have played for him, for BP a long time now, and they just kind of know how it goes. Oh, yeah, let me get this other let's get a new box up here. Another second half box. Box score second half. Thank you, sir. We would appreciate that very much. All right, already picking back up. Just trying to back him down. See, they don't have any of these. Yeah, that's fine. I think that's probably a foul. He's kind of begging for it, but whatever. All right, there's your second half box refreshed. 15-2, Auburn Tigers. Big advantage. 6 of 7 from the floor. 4 assists now with 0 turnovers, and they're 0 for 2 still. Assist to turnover ratio. There he is, Chad's music. Howdy ho. Oh, great positioning from Chaney right there to eliminate number 1 as a rebounder. Nice job. That's just paying attention to your role. All right, so Chaney's in there. Chaney works a lot better with Janai as a tandem in the post rather than Dylan. So let's see. Dylan thinks he can drive number 1 downhill. Oh, yeah, I agree. I agree with that call. It was well done. I think Chaney's got to be a little more aware there. I think that's a fair call. Ravin says 15 minutes with 1 timeout left. That's right. They've been getting knocked around badly. They've had to take 2 breathers. Is that 4 fouls on Chaney now? I don't have the stats up in front of me. I'm sorry. I just have the half stats. Let me take a look here real quick. Yeah, they took him out. Yeah, it's 4. You're right. 4 and then 3 on Dylan and nobody else really of note. That's weird. He really hasn't played that much, has he? He's got 4 points in 10 minutes played, and you probably won't see him again for a little while. He's minus 13. Him and JP are the only 2 players that are really lagging behind on plus-minus right now. And it's largely because they haven't been in for this run. Little Simo in there. What is he doing in there? Poppy Clan thought that was a total flop. Again, it's kind of that anticipation thing from a positioning perspective. He's the bigger player. The other guy's set. I mean, it's just you're going to get that call a lot. All right, 49-53 is what I've got here. Let's see if we can hit the second free throw and get it to 50. That'd be pretty sweet. Got him. All right, 50-53. Wow, Auburn's really chasing that, really pressuring them on the inbounds. Oh, Miles Kelly had that. He was in that guy's pocket. I was surprised Chad didn't cross over right there and go to his right. Miles Kelly, he's going to like that shot. Splash City right there. Splash. Miles Kelly is the trailer right there. That's something that came in really handy earlier in the season against Houston. They had some nice transition buckets there in the second half with the trailing shot. And Miles Kelly settled in nicely on that one. These guys continue to try to do that back down shit, and Auburn's just like knocking the ball away from that was a little bit too much there, Miles. Little transition three was not going to go. They're trying to back them down, and Auburn's just not really going for it right now. They're just knocking the ball away. I wonder why Iowa State's not trying the high pick and rolls to get downhill, which worked really well in the first half. They're just not even trying it right now. Wow, this tells you a lot about the horsepower that Auburn's got, right? To get knocked around so heavily in the first half, really just get pushed around a lot, and then they come out here in this half, and they're just balling the frick out. Looks like Chad's still hurting a little bit. I don't know if he re-aggravated that or what's going on. I like this lineup a lot better with Chad in it. Looks like we got Simo playing that spot right now. Really should be Jakai probably, but you know, it is what it is. That's just a defensive lapse right there. Sheesh. $55-53, got to update that. Janai's like, shut up. Miles Kelly, he's squared up. You feel good about it when he's squared up and not contested. Yeah, those point guards. If they get that little runner, man, they're pretty good. Face-up runners. Well, Iowa State put their foot down a little bit there. Stop the bleeding anyway. Tahad coming off a high screen, and good golly, what a finish that is. That's really hard to do. It's nice. There's a little bit more of what Iowa State was doing in the first half, right? Getting that transition. Even though Auburn hit the bucket, they got quickly into transition, and you could kind of see that corner guy like backing up. Ooh, nice fight and struggle there from Denver Jones, of all people, to tip that ball back in. Nice job. It's a good basketball game. Got dudes making plays. Wow, that was not a good shot there from Iowa State, number 3. He just really didn't have anywhere to go. Oh, shit. Denver. Wow. That was an ambitious lunge for the hole. I think he came up a little bit short, but they fouled him on the way in. And might as well. Those little Miles Simon floaters piss me off. This finish from Tahad is just ridiculous. That's really good basketball. Yeah, Cassidy P likes that aggressive drive from Denver. Yeah, that's not something you necessarily see from him a bunch. Not that he's a lazy player or anything, but like he's very calculating. He's risk averse kind of. Boy, he wasn't there. He was like, I'm going to the hole. You like to see it, man. Yeah, Jordan says Denver was trying to take that poor kid's soul, going for the splash. He was going for it. Actually, I probably should have given that a drop, but we'll do that next time. My bad. Ephesians says Pettiford is a menace. Yeah, he is. He really is, man. He's just like a little pirate. He's like a swashbuckling Jack Sparrow. He's going from boat to boat. You know, he don't give a shit. He's just flying through the air and he's happy, you know. He's flying through the air and he's happy. Got to stay hydrated even if you're not drinking. Yes, indeed. Oh, yeah, let's get a box score up here. Getting your tools. Box score second half. Take a look at that. These second half box scores take a little while to populate. I don't know why. All right, it's coming over. Oh, no, it's not. Dadgummit. I'm trying to get this box score for you guys. There we go. All right, so this is just the second half box, 24-11, which is basically on par with what it was earlier, right? Iowa State's picked up here pretty good. 9 of 13 from the floor, which Auburn will take all day long. I look at assists to turnovers, 5-1 for Auburn, 2-3 for them. So that's actually an improvement for them because they were 0 for 2 earlier. No steals for them, which is a big part of what they were doing in the first half and getting themselves in advantageous opportunities in the break. They've been really relegated for the most part to quarter court play this half, which is definitely the way Auburn would prefer to defend them. It takes away probably their best chance at lethality, which is transition buckets. Their passing in transition has been terrific tonight. Also, their finishing. But when Auburn keeps them slowed down, hemmed in with the quarter court, they're not able to really use that against Auburn. 9 points from Chad Bacon-Lasagna in this half alone. 2 of 3 from the floor, 3 of 3 from the free throw line, 2 of 3 from 3. Yeah, nice. Okay, that's good. I'm not trying to jinx him, but J.P. Pegues still does not have a turnover this season. He's played a lot of minutes, too. He's played, I think, 80 minutes, 80 to 90. All right, so Denver's making good on those free throws from the ambitious drive to the hole before the break there. Simo's still in there because Chad Bacon-Lasagna's out. Might have tweaked that knee again a little bit. Seemed like he was fine prior to that. You know, like he had come out from halftime playing well. Chad was, but. All right, so now you've got Denver playing more of like a, well, I guess him and Tejada are going to swing it 1-2. They're going to try to feed Janai left-handed. Oh, he's like 80% like that. They're going to call Simo for that foul? Sorry, I was watching Janai and I didn't see what happened on that side. Yeah, you can't do that. Let's see. Ephesians says, I'll tell you why I love these drains so much. No one in my house watches sports, and this is like watching games with my homies. Love it. That's how I feel about it too, bro. That's how I feel about you guys being here too. So thank you for being part of it. Yeah, this number one, he was so good in the first half. They just didn't have an answer for him, and it's been a little different in the second half. They just haven't been able to pass as well. And so he's kind of like what Janai was in the first half, where he's kind of marooned a little bit. They haven't been able to get him working. He reminds me of somebody, though. He looks like a football player that Auburn used to have. I don't remember. I can't place it yet, though. All right, 62-59. Here's the passing tempo again, but they were fronting Janai on that. They had him kind of, what we'd say in football, bracketed. Oh, that's a sweet pass to number one. That is so nice. I'm telling you, man, that point guard is just, the passing is so creative, and it's sound too, you know. One of my favorite things in basketball is when it's a bounce pass that beats a double team. It's like so sweet. Because it takes nuts to do it. And then you actually got to have skill to get the ball put where it needs to be. It's such an advanced concept, advanced skill, I should say. CJ says, holy crap, a basketball brain drain before SEC play. Hey, it was a big game, man. It's a big game. We got to celebrate your birthday yesterday, 21 years old. Very excited. I gave you a shout out on the rundown, the solo rundown we put together earlier today. Yeah, Hayden says number one is good. I love him. He played for me all day long. He played for Tate State whenever we played Pate State. Pate State Freights against the Tate State Commodores. They'd probably have me, though. They'd have us in the first half, I'm not going to lie. There's JP back in the game. Now, when Dylan and Janai are together, usually Janai loses some effectiveness on the attacking end. I'm not sure why. Chad Bacon lasagna. Cash money again. He gets one of these right here. Splash. It's actually 62-64. I'll update that. Good game, man. This is fun. Oh, Iowa State comes back and hits a splash ski, which I'm not going to celebrate for obvious reasons. Well, they're up really high on JP there. Auburn wasn't making a lot of movement below him, so he didn't have anywhere to go. That is a wow. He was trying to go 45-degree angle to the floor and throw up a left-hander. That's going to be a hell of a shot there. Let's see. Chad says, I'm good friends with Ian Vachon's mom and aunt. I sent them the clip of CHS at the postgame presser where he said he had told Ian it was the worst pass he had seen. That's funny. That's a good story. Revince Chad is baking the lasagna. He is indeed. Cassidy Pieces need to get number one in foul trouble. Yeah, he's been a real menace. He's like their Janai, you know. Not really a high flyer per se, but just an operator. Good player. All right, so they've got 67 on that deep three that they just hit. Got to update that, and CBM is trying to get him to 64 at the free throw line. He's a very good free throw shooter. And he bounces it in with the shooter's touch. I think Andy calls it a shooter's roll. We've got 9:31 on a counting clock. Another homage to Andy Burcham. Oh, I thought JP would have been able to sneak in there and snag that pass. Rebounding's been better for Auburn. Defensive rebounding, I should say. Boy, Tahad's getting juiced up, isn't he? Oh, he's getting juiced up. He's got him in his bag. Oh, my goodness. And Tahad is... Wow, 66. Okay. There is no way that ball's going in. When he chose to face up on Janai, that's when he gave up his positional leverage. Is that Tahad or is that JP? Oh, it's Chad, actually. Dude, Burgo's pissed. He did not agree with that. He knows his place, though. He's not going to ever get in trouble. The last thing he wants to do is get a technical. He said he called timeout. Yeah, JP. I think a lot of other guys would have pulled right there, but JP doesn't have the confidence to do that. And he just got stuck in a double team and passed the ball and turned it over. Oh, what a... Oh, they're going to call Tahad on that. I don't know, man. Whew. That was almost a really good steal from Tahad. He might have gotten into his body a little bit here. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I think that was an anticipation call there. And you're right, Cassidy P. There you go. There's Fagisa's turnover. His first turnover of the season. This got... He bypassed the shot, dribbled himself into trouble in the corner into a double team, and then tried to pass out of it with... no. That just isn't helping us. I think JP, yeah, when you say he's a liability, he's just a replacement level player at this point. He's just a dude. And they were expecting a lot more. I mean, he's the conference player of the year in his league last year. And it's just a matter, oh, Jesus. And it's just a matter of, like, he's just not in the flow with the offense. He doesn't, it just still seems foreign to him. They got to find a way to unlock more potential out of him, you know. He just dribbled that off his foot. Feel like a stranger, yeah. It's just kind of, it looks a certain way, you know, and I think these officials call it that way. Stefan says, and I took that personal. All right, JP at the line. He can make better for his turnover, and he whipped it. But Dylan tipped it out. Nice job. All right, reset it. You got JP and Tahad at the top, plus Chennai and Dylan, who don't play well together, and then Chad just doing his thing. Chad's going to try to juice somebody up here. I gave him the Clyde Drexler bowed up knees on the shot there. That was nice. Look at this transition passing. Absolutely brilliant. Well done. Iowa State gets 2 more on the board. It's 71-66 right now. I'll go ahead and update that. Boy, every opportunity that Iowa State has to burn you in transition, it's 100%. They are so well drilled. They space well. They pass well. They keep their eyes up. They just know what they're doing when it comes to transition basketball. Good. Hayden said, can JP do anything right? I used to say he never turns the ball over, but now I don't even have that. Let me I'll probably go to a more standard box score here since we haven't really looked at one in a while. Oops. There we go. Still getting this box score put together real quickly. All right, there we go. Box score coming to you. Fresh, hot off the press. I'll just move it over here. Block up the chat for a minute. Let's see. Auburn shooting second half. 65% from the floor, 50% from 3. So that is at 7 of 9. Is that right? From 2? That's pretty good. That is definitely in keeping with the strategy there. They're in the second half. They're 6 of 17 from the floor, 2 of 5 from 3, 8 of 8 from the free throw line. So they've been really good at the line. So is Auburn, honestly. Rebounding, they're even so far. The numbers look about the same trends as they were in the first half. 11 to 10 turnovers for Auburn, 12-6 for them, but they had a big head start in the first half. They've been kind of fewer assists in this half. So statistically, this looks like a pretty even game, honestly, and it's crazy for a game that was so out of whack. Maybe, 15 game minutes ago. Turnovers are still, points off turnovers are still really weird. 17-2 in their favor. It's not weird because we've been watching it. It's just normally you don't think of Auburn having that kind of a problem. A fast break's been closing up a little bit because Auburn's been able to get out and transition this half, but second chance points still a little bit of an issue there. Super chat coming through from Mega Tiger again. Says Iowa State's head coach looks like a buff Steve Urkel. Hey guys. There was a In Living Color sketch where they did like a knockoff from Mama Said Knock You Out, and they changed it to something about Urkel. Now I'm getting punked by Urkel or something like that. Anyway, I hadn't thought about Urkel in a minute, so thanks for that, Mega Tiger. Appreciate you, bro. He is very buff. Looks like he has a very strong midsection. Works on his ab. He doesn't miss ab day, which is different than Abdu Jame. Yeah, Hayden's got the oh boy, Chad with a bad turnover there. Hayden's got the positive attitude, the optimistic attitude about JP that they'll get something out of him. We'll see. It's still early. I mean, we're still only 4 or 5 games in, so Chad had a bad turnover, and then Auburn is able to. Nice acceleration there by Tahad, but he throws the ball up to the bottom of the rim. Boy, that was some really elite acceleration right there, and then a foul on Chad. They're going to have to do something. I mean, we know they're capable of it. We've already seen them tonight, but they're going to have to put their foot down and try to change the pace of this game because they're getting a little loose with the ball again, which they were not doing to start the second half, and they just can't. I don't think they can win this game doing that. Good golly, Miss Molly Lipsy. Barely drew iron on that one. Yabo says shirtless Bruce could take Buff Urkel. I would take definitely BP in that one for sure. 100%. BP's he's a brawler, man. I think he would go at you. He'd bring that fury. God, 2 awful free throws. Good golly, Miss Molly. All right, 66-71. Got 7 minutes to go. Auburn's got still not the lineup that I would personally have out there because I don't think Janai and Dylan play well together. All right, Janai's got double team. Somebody's got to be open here. Calling a timeout. Janai just got pinned right there, and a lot of times he can pass out of that. Give Iowa State credit. They got over there really quick. Lee. Hey, it's North Carolina fans. Who fucking gives a shit? You know what? You guys know I hate Duke more than anything, but I've gotten to where I really am starting to dislike North Carolina just almost as much. These fake fans just drive me crazy, man. All these UNC people. You're like, hey, do you know anybody from before 1990 that played at UNC except Michael Jordan? They're like, Michael Jordan, Michaela Jordan, his brother Steve Jordan, James Jordan, Johnny Jordan. Like, no. Goobers. Stoop Up says they're doubling Broom on the block. They're doubling him everywhere he goes. But usually that's not a big deal. Look at that Chad doing that dribbling with his feet. I love it. Usually it's fine. He can pass out of that pretty well. He turns to his right and then passes out with his left, but it's hard to do when you're stuck in the corner right there. If they double team him, I think they'll regret it. Miles Kelly with a skip pass. I thought he would get that one. Janai with a tip in. Nice play. Janai on the block. I'm telling you, good things happen. Good things happen in those situations. It's so much better when you try to play that positionless basketball and Dylan can actually close out high. It just makes such a big difference. Now, he just got beat on that drive, but then he caught back up and blocked the shot. Auburn's got numbers in transition. Good defense from them, honestly. Man, this is arduous. I see Chad kind of lines up these shots, and I just don't know about that, man. He just telegraphs them too much. Bro, no foul on that? Like tripping Denver? They're just missing a lot of the shots they hit in the first half. I mean, that three-pointer right there, I bet they hit 3 of those in the first half where they shot over the hedge screen. Miles Kelly with a downhill drive. Miles Kelly's coming on, man. He's hit some buckets tonight. There's no doubt. He's been kind of the secret sauce. I mean, a lot of the stuff that Auburn's been doing otherwise has been just kind of Auburn being Auburn, you know. Janai on the block. Denver shooting, long-winded shots when he has the full, knee bends and full release. Tahad swashbuckling. I mean, it's been kind of the usual suspects, but Miles has been a notable addition to this game. 8 points on 3 of 9 shooting. Had a tough start, too, so he's been hotter lately. Second half, Miles is 3 of 6, 7 points. He was 1 of 5, 3 points in the first half, so. BP's been sticking, tightening that rotation here in the second half so far. He's really got his main 5 plus Tahad's had 7 minutes, JP 3, and JP's just kind of out there. And then Simo's gotten 4, and that's it. And I think that if Chad doesn't go down with the knee kind of bothering him again, I don't think Chris even plays this half. So those of you who are always pushing BP to tighten the rotations, he's doing it right now. Now Chad just went off the court. He picked up Chaney's got 4, Dylan's got 4, and Chad's got 3 on the foul tip. Nobody else has more than 3. I think they can live without Dylan, but they can't live without Dylan and Chaney, so they have to be a little judicious with that one. Miles Kelly coming off a high screen. Got a shoulder square. Huge rebound for Simo right there. Oh, Janai, he hits it. He hit that shot, and it was nice, but come on, dude. I hate that contested 3 shit. All it does is emboldens him to do it again, and it's kind of a loser's quandary, but whatever. He hit the bucket. It's a tie game. Sweet for him. He did a good job. Great hustle. Hayden notes that yes, sir, Simo had a huge offensive rebound on that. It's a big time shot, and I like the build up to it was great too. Hey man, Denver played that great defensively. Oh, Denver's going for it. I mean, he got fouled on the floor though. Yeah, CJ, I should have given a splash to that one. That was nice. Let's see. Hayden says the announcer just called the Auburn fans the War Eagle crowd. I don't mind that as much. That's okay. A Taxman says JGT complaining about big man shooting 40% from 3. Yeah, no, it just doesn't. I look, man. He is a decent 3-point shooter. There's no doubt. I mean, 40%, if that's true, that's terrific. That's like Bryce Brown. But what is he left-handed on the block? He's probably 85%. He's just got this repeatable stroke, and he'll tear you to pieces. So you kind of pull him away from something he's really good at, but that's fine. BP gives him a lot of latitude to do what they want to do, and that's part of the reason that he's able to attract such top caliber players to the program at a place that was, atrocious 15 years ago, 12 years ago, whatever. Denver hits 2 free throws and gets Auburn up 2 here. It's going to be a really fun finish. I'm looking forward to this. This is a good basketball game. Auburn and man. Dylan has been playing his balls off this half. He's going to have to play without fouling here, which he's done a nice job of so far. That was nice. Dylan contested the shot, and then Janai got the rebound. So you're giving up some size to defend that shot, and then Janai made up for it and got the rebound. Yeah, you wish that had been Miles Kelly there instead of Simo, but very wisely kicks that ball out for Denver. They're going to call that a 2, I guess, for Denver. And another stop on the defensive end. I just wish it had been Miles Kelly. All right, you got to call timeout on that one. Auburn doing that. I know this is not a fatal problem in this game, but yeah, that's exactly right. So Denver got himself into trouble there, and then Janai just stood and watched, and that is why BP and Broom are bitching at him, because he's got to help him there. And that's twice now where somebody got pinned in the corner and Janai did not come to a spot to make himself available to pass that ball out. He's got to be more aware in bad situations like that. Let's see. Yeah, Yabo thought that was beautiful. I mean, when it was Semo, I was like, no. And then he drove and kicked back out to Denver, and then Denver hit the shot, and you're like, yes, that was a thing of beauty right there. AU Taxman says, I miss your pregame chats with Tony B. Yeah. Jordan says, the fight in this team, banger. Wow. Yeah, they are. This team will absolutely will fight. It's like DJ Durkin's defense all the time, right? It's kind of the way I look at it. He's got, he knows how to get his team going. Let me see on the timeout tip. I'm sorry, I haven't been paying attention. Yes, it's showing that Auburn has 0 timeouts remaining. Auburn is currently on a 7-0 run, and they have no more timeouts. Let me go ahead and get you guys, as I sit here and ponder the stats, and you guys don't even have them in front of you, let me do that. That's my job as the orchestrator and Commodore here, is to get you some stats. What am I doing? Jay. Let's get them stats. The people demand stats. Here we go. There's the stat sheet. I'll just block the chat for a minute and talk about that. Second half, 58% from the floor, which is a big step forward. 42% from three is a big step forward. Same the line, basically. They are 29% from the floor this half. 2 of 7 from three this half. Still good at the line. Auburn's taken advantage in rebounding, which they definitely weren't doing earlier. They're +6 right now. Offensive rebounding's been better this half for sure. 13 assists and 11 turnovers. Not great overall, but better than it was. 12 and 18 for them. They were doing great earlier, and they're just average now. So, Auburn's had a tremendous second half for sure. It looks like points per possession, they're down from 1.4 to 1.1, and Auburn's up from 0.9 to almost 1.2, so big time. You're still seeing the weird one in the off turnovers. It's 17-2 to their advantage. It's been essentially like that since the end of the first half. Fast break is now +7 to them. Second chance points, though, Auburn's +10, so there are some good things going on for the Auburn Tigers, including their shooting. It's a little bit off on that pass from Chad off the baseline. Oh, just a little bit outside of Dylan's range. He's usually like a 4-footer guy, and that was about a 7-footer. But the ball goes out of bounds, and Auburn will reset. Still great passing. That's one of the biggest differences of this half. I mean, obviously the shooting, but it's the passing tempo has been so good. And remember, their tempo was atrocious early in the game. I don't like this setup right here. Janai, don't do it. I didn't like it. That should have been a foul. I punched Janai in the face. All right, just reset this, guys. 2:24 to go. You're up 4. Just reset it. High screen. Kick it back out to Janai. Denver just went all in on that. They're going to get a free bucket off that. That's just bad luck. Actually, really smart play by the point guard. But he couldn't finish it. I'm not sure I liked any of those shots in that last possession. I think that was 3 shots with 2 offensive rebounds, and I didn't like any of them. I didn't like Janai's shot. I didn't like Denver's contest run. I didn't like them. And I think they got a little rushed, and I don't think they need to be in a rush. They're going to review this for Chad. Yeah, Stu Pup, I'm with you, man. If the foul earlier that was against Dylan is a flagrant one, then I think this is going to be a flagrant one. And I don't think he meant any ill harm by it or anything, but that's less so, though. It's the shove. I think he was just trying to protect the guy initially, and then he kind of shoved him. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. if I had to guess, I would think this is going to be a flagrant. But normally you don't care, but CBM, considering what happened in the Yale game, right? You're just always like, dude, don't do it. Don't do it. Now they're going to do a 7-minute review on this. Just pick something out. I'm going to watch another replay of this. The Maui Invitational. Yeah, I think he's frustrated because he had a layup, and that's 2 points. And instead of that, he's going to have to probably earn the 2 points now at the line. I think that's a screw up. Because right here, that's a free layup. That's 2 points. We'll see. Sam H says, when did we go live, JG? We went live about 5 minutes before this game started, I would say. Something in that neighborhood. Good to see you here, bro. Sam H, one of the pillars of the community. I love Hayden saying the same demon that tells Hugh to pass tells CBM to foul. Yabo says, why is Broom not doing his thing in the paint? I don't have a good answer for that. I mean, he's been better about it this half. I mean, his last shot was essentially a block shot that just was really, really short-armed. But, yeah. Snobburn says 2 shots in the ball. I'd take that every time. Yeah. That's assuming that's what the call is going to be. Hey, guess what, guys? We're going to watch another 5 replays while they continue to adjudicate something that's pretty straightforward. All right, so four now on Chad, Chaney, and Dylan. But there's only 2 minutes left. That's a fuck up, man. You got to admit, that's just that's a mess. That's a tough tactical mistake. And it's the same BS that got him in trouble in the Yale game. So the Tigre says Fig Jam about to be insufferable if that costs us. You're absolutely right about that. It'll be open season on CBM again. Wow, that was a tough inbound. Miles Kelly beat him to the spot on that drive. That was nice. That was really nice. They set that up. They set that up because they were expecting Auburn to rotate on that second screen, and that's exactly what happened, and he got open downhill. Janai still 20 feet from the basket. I don't understand it. Auburn trying to drive downhill one-on-one. This is not how they got back in the game. They're getting away from what worked. What's up, Tim? Says this is uncomfortable. It is. This is tough. Let that be handled in the chat there, but hashed out. Oh, Chad going to go with a little pusher. A little push up there. That'll work. 7-footer. It's like Miles Kelly. That's his favorite shot. But CBM says, no, I can do it too. 79-77. I'll update this. It's a really good game, guys. It's really, really fun. Oh, another nice pass, incisive pass inside to that nasty number 1 guy. He's been good, man. Miles Kelly stuck in a bad situation there. Man, good game. This is an A game here. Splash, splash, splash. Let's see. Last time Auburn played Iowa State would have been in maybe Minneapolis. Is that right? When they had Marcus Fizer and yeah. Matthew Ray thinks we're in the danger zone. That's a tie game with 1 minute to go. Auburn does have possession. They've got to. That guy looks like Ed Sheeran right there in the front row. They got to know. They got to be experienced enough right now to know that they've got to value this possession, and don't give it away. And they're going to give it away. I don't agree with that decision by Denver at all. But whatever. I don't feel like that's his shot. Again, Auburn is, just like getting away from what got them back in the game. How are they going to review this? We're going to do this again? Guys, this is just a straightforward foul on the shot. I think Bruce just said a bad word. How dare you? Let's see. Ephesians says no. They played them in the SEC Big 12 Challenge. Good call. That's right. And Newman says Pocket Watch and I were one of two, maybe 50 Auburn fans. Newman has a way. I'm telling you, nobody moves around quicker than Newman. He just gets places. That man knows how to get places. It's a skill that I don't have, and it's a skill that I so wish I did have. I'm so jealous. He does. You don't want to know how he gets places. He gets places. Buckets. 81. Tied at 81. This is exciting. A little bit of a difference on the shot clock and the game clock. And Iowa State's going to talk it over. It's time to talk it over. Maybe we could take a look at the second period stats. Is that something we could do right now? Miles Kelly with that bucket right there to equalize. I'm going to take a look at second half stats here just for kind of shits and gigs. Maybe nobody else cares about these second half numbers, but I sure do. Just takes me a minute to get them over to you. All right, coming to you hot off the press right now. All right, so this is just second half. It's been a good half for Auburn. 48-32, which, remember, it was like 12-2 at one point, so it's been kind of the same for a while now. Again, this is just second half. Auburn 17 of 31 from the floor, 5 of 13 from 3, which is, 18? 12 of 18 from 2, I guess. You need to take more twos, I think. 20 rebounds to 10 this half. Wow, I didn't realize it was that bad. That's great. 8 assists to 5 turnovers for Auburn. 3 assists to 6 turnovers for them. So that's they're not happy. That's not good. I'm not happy. Free throws have really kept them in this game, haven't it? 16 of 18 this half has been the difference because they haven't shot it well, short or long, really. And so Auburn's defense has been just really tasty, but fouling too much. Just a little too much. All right, let me get the chat back here. Ooh, Auburn with a steal. They were trying to wiggle their way through a double team, and he just got snatched. Oh, Denver going downhill. Oh, God. Oh, and a tip in. Splash. Oh. Who got the tip, man? Who got that tip? Was it just the tip? I guess it was Janai. Oh, God. Don't let Janai get hurt in a freaking scrum. Oh, he might just be he's got like a water shortage or whatever. A cramp. That's the word I'm thinking of. He's trying to tell him to flex his foot. There you go. I think he's going to be all right. I think he's going to be okay. Man, what a finish. So Denver's coming down. He's going to try to dribble through this double team, and no, sir, it ain't going to happen. And Denver, he's like, I'm driving this ball come hell or high water, and he kind of lost his footing or he's leaning too much. Gets the shot up, and then Janai just kind of with a, the Dylan-style tip. He's grabbing his leg, but he doesn't look like particularly concerned about it. Like, I don't think he's seriously injured. Great play, man. All right, so he did not get injured in the scrum. He just got... What a play, man. That's huge. Absolutely huge. Cassidy P with a super chat says, shuck it, corn people. Get you some, Iowa State. Yeah, he's still cheering, so he's fine. He says, wait, hold on. My leg still hurts a little bit. Stop. All right, he's upright and walking now. He says, I got you. All right, they move on to the, what is that? I guess technically the semifinals, right? And they'll take on the winner of the Dayton and UNC game, which is next. Man, that's exciting. All those fans that traveled out there got to see that. That was a great game, man. CDF says, Jay Jizzle. What's up, G? Let's see. Austin M jumps in. It was definitely just the tip, brother. Yeah. Drop. Yes, sir. Wow, that was exciting. What a finish, man. That was awesome. Phil Petaway says, give me UNC. Everybody wants some. Oh, yeah. And then Jordan just gives it a big Bruce. Oh, yeah. Diego says, what a second half, man. Best I've seen in a while. It really was, dude, because we were talking, first half, shit was getting dire there. They were probably up, I'm trying to think, it was 50-ish to 28-ish, something like that. And Auburn, made some minor progress there going into halftime. It kind of at least stemmed the bleeding a little bit and just came out in the second half and were punching. I think they opened up 13-2 run, 14-2 run, 15-2 run, something like that, and immediately just kind of cut that lead and essentially eliminated it, and then it was kind of just finishing it off from that point forward. But I think that, MVPs of that game, you got to think Janai. You got to think Denver, I thought, played a terrific game. Miles Kelly was very effective. We were wondering, or I was wondering anyway, in the first half, why he was playing so much. And then now we don't wonder that. He had a fine second half. I'm going to go ahead and get these the final stats up so we can analyze them. And maybe we'll just kind of pay attention to this next game in the corner of our eye because the Auburn Tigers will be playing either UNC or Dayton in the next game. Let me move these stats over. These are the finals for the 83-81 win by the Auburn Tigers. Your player of the game is definitely Janai, 21-10, plus the winning bucket was his tip-in. Auburn finishes 14 assists on 28 buckets, 14 assists. It's so-so for them. 12 turnovers is good considering how bad it was in the beginning. They really solved that problem. Cleveland Brown with a super chat. My man. Let's go. Wardam Eagle comeback Cats. Ronan Maui. Super chat. Appreciate you, Cleveland Brown. And I have stayed hydrated. I kept my water with me all night tonight, G. So, yeah, that's fun. We also, let's see, 16 down is what it was, Diego. Good stuff. Appreciate you, bro. Chip jumping in with a super chat. Says Iowa State has to feel violated. F. Stephen Leith. I hadn't even thought about that connection, brother. You're so right. Crashing on the runway, as is customary, especially when you're in a university plane. Feel like a stranger jumping in again. Appreciate you, bro. We have 2 of the best wins so far this season. Easily top 5 wins. What a effing game. Great comeback. It really was. It was some big buckets there down the stretch. Stoop Up jumping in again. My man, our all-time Super Chat leader. So that game was the full AU basketball experience. It really was, right? You got the frustration early on. You've got the people at halftime. We didn't have a lot of them. We had a few people coming to that chat at halftime. We're like, oh, they suck. Oh, this is going to go badly, blah, 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 blah. And we're like, hold on, just let it play out. Let it play out. You know, Burgo and BP are going to do some shit at halftime. And this happens all the time. And that's what you saw. They came out in the second half, and they were really on a different plane, different level, as the kids say. Hayden's been with us wire to wire today. First of many big W's this week. Good night, JGT. Hayden, appreciate you, bro. Amazing performance today in the chat and just in general. So thank you, G. And I will see you tomorrow night. I didn't even realize they had a player on their team named Nogus Injusitis. That's a pretty cool name. I mean, for a guy whose name is Jay Tate, you know, I'm envious of people that have a polysyllabic name. Chip says number 1 as of right now. Anyone have better W's? Who? ? Well, Alabama's playing Houston soon. I don't know if it's tomorrow. So somebody's going to get a really good win there. But yeah, aside from that, maybe Kentucky beating Duke is a big win. But having to have 2, no. Auburn's the only team in the country that has 2. There's BP going into the press conference right there. What are they doing, like a profiles in Auburn or something here? There's Nate King asking a question with Ferg next to him, and love to see it. Let's see what we got here. Super chat coming through. Austin's been huge tonight. Super chatting like an absolute legend. It says, I know rankings don't mean anything this early, but how are we not number 1 after this? Yeah, I mean, just give it a minute. Auburn, it's fine. The rankings don't really matter to me too much because that's just voting, right? When you look at Ken Palm, Auburn came into the game number 2. They will move up to number 1 with this win. But, you know, look, man, you've got a team here in the Auburn Tigers that, barring some kind of more than one injury, well, outside of Janai, I mean, this is a team that challenges for a national title. I mean, we know what they've got. Now, the thing is you got to keep it going, and you got to continue working on some stuff, particularly that slow start today. You've got to find a way to get yourself kick-started quicker. I thought Auburn was a little slow to react on that. They eventually got it straightened out, and everything's fine, but it just took a while. And that's something that I know BP is not going to be fired up about. But he's going to be really fired up in general that they were able to pull this bitch out. Blake R., our man from the East Coast, comes in. Hell yeah, JGT. 2 big wins in 2 days. Drop. That's 2 big wins in 2 days. Glad to see you on, Word Amigo fam. I'm glad I came on the show because I thought this was a mistake because we did Hugh earlier. We did players. It seemed like forever. How they just kept coming out. And then we did podcast, and then we did Tiger Talk, and then we did this too. And I was like, this is a little too ambitious of a schedule, but it turned out great. What I always underestimate when I think about things like this is that the effect that you guys have on the show it was great. We had a lot of great chatters, good chat. Everybody was just enjoying it, and it was just good fellowship. That's what you like to say. I'm a Howard Drainer. He's giving it a. Thank you, Sam H., one of the pillars of the community and an absolute badass, by the way. Whale Driver says, checking in late. Anything big happen tonight? Nah, not really. Just some game out in Hawaii. I don't know. Maybe they were just playing kickball. I don't know. These W's are going to be edge on Selection Sunday. They really are. The committee doesn't care that you beat Houston in November. The committee doesn't care that you beat Iowa State, on the 25th of November. It's a win. And Iowa State's going to be a menace in their league the whole year. And Houston's going to probably run the table in their league the whole year. And they're going to run shit. And they're still going to know that Auburn beat them. So let's see what Pocket Watch says. Have you seen the updated numbers? Yeah, you're right. Auburn actually did slip. Let's see if we can understand that. Because Iowa State is still, after the loss, number 8. So Auburn has a win over number 1 and number 8 without a loss. So in what areas is Auburn trailing Houston? Not necessarily in the NCSOS net rating. Strength of schedule, not there either. Although their numbers are on par with Gonzaga. Gonzaga's got wins over really nobody. I mean, they beat Baylor badly, but nobody else really of significance. Arizona State, San Diego State's not what they normally are right now. And they're going to have some games ahead, though. We'll learn about them. I don't understand that, Pocket. That one's just a little bit over my head, you know what I mean? Don Properdickin coming in from Holland. My man just gives it a hell yeah. I'll give that a hell yeah. And it was one of those games where I never had a chance to play the danger zone because there really wasn't a danger zone until Janai got really close to that the lip of the rim and tipped it in. But let's do it.
Strippers, anyone named Tiffany. This is where your car gets keyed, you get a bunny in the pot, your tires get slashed, and you wind up in jail.
Matthew R says, thanks for the drain tonight. Thank you for being here, bro. I think we'll have to re-rack it tomorrow. I mean, it's good luck, right? Whiskey Slim says, number one in Big Dick Heat. There are definitely Big Nuts and Big Dick Heat tonight. We could definitely say that. Add that to the list. And Pocket, I'm still just in awe of the fact that Auburn wins this game and goes down in the Ken Palm. Let's see what happens. Maybe over time, maybe like in the next hour or two, it'll change. I don't know. GW just says JGT hoop draining now. Hair doing the do for AU. Hope we got that right, bro. Hell yeah, we drained this whole game. Let's see if they got me on this video. A lot of times before practice, I'll sit out there and shoot a little bit on the side buckets. I don't get involved with the players or anything. Yeah, actually, that one right there is one I usually shoot. Simo's just a good team player, man. He's a good teammate. Let's see. Wig says, does Auburn get crowned the SEC and Big 12 champion at the end of the year? Got him. All that matters is you win the SEC. That's all that matters. GW says coming back from 18 is one thing, but coming back from 18 versus one of the better D teams in the top 5 is next level. There's Brian Matthews. It was Brian that they were showing earlier typing. I didn't realize that. Of course, he's in dark mode on the bunker. That was technically the bunker on ESPNU. How about that? You love to see it. AU Texan says, JGT, what did we change on D the second half to shut them down? So I'm trying to think of what we saw, right? So what they were doing was, in the first half, they were getting a lot of downhill drives. Second half, I feel like they started to do the back down drives a lot. And then when they were trying to go over the screens, Auburn was catching them better. They weren't able to get clean runs off the screens, and I'm not exactly sure what changed there. But they had a hard time getting downhill, and that really messed them up because that was the fire starter for everything they were doing in the first half. I feel like a stranger jumps in with a super chat again. This guy, I think he's had 3 tonight. Hit the like button. Thank you, Commodore. We have been asking for basketball drains, and you came through. No, you came through, G. Thank you for being here all night long. Had some great stuff in the chat and also super chatting. I appreciate it. If it's just me talking to a wall, it ain't very exciting. But if I got lots of great chatters in there, it's always fun, and I appreciate you in particular. Let's see. Question about how much longer we're going to drain tonight. I don't know right off. Get Kozan on the horn. I love it. Some other stuff. Just looking for some nuggets in here. Whale Driver notes that Dylan gets the plus 14 to lead the team in plus minus. Yeah, he was definitely. And what's crazy about that is he only had 2 points. But he was just doing things to help. He had tip rebounds. He was defensively, he was a monster tonight because they were intentionally rotating Iowa State, trying to get him matched up with guards. And then when they did, he was still giving them problems. He had, I think it was the third to last possession for Iowa State. He got beat off a screen, but he stayed with it and he swatted the ball to a teammate. The driver was trying to go opposite side for a layup. Dylan just smacked it down. It was a great catch-up play, and it shows you how far he's come as a player. Also, the fact that Dylan played well defensively, 24 minutes, and doesn't foul out. Now, I know he had 4, but still, 2 years ago or longer, Dylan's going to foul out in that situation every single time, but he's able to keep himself in the game. I mean, he's definitely so over where he was 2 years ago. It's insane how much better he's gotten. I know he's still kind of a niche player, but it's a really critical niche because it helps. It gives you the rim protection that you got to have. Look at Brian Matthews again. He's all over ESPNU. T Park, my man, round ball drain. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you for your support and your guidance on that issue we were talking about the other day. I did go ahead and make an order. The problem is that I ordered it on Wednesday, and I haven't heard SHIT since then. They won't tell me, they won't give me a window. They won't give me a time, won't give me a date. They won't even hardly give me an acknowledgement that anything's going on. So it's kind of pissing me off, but I'm just going to be patient and wait for my turn. That's what I'm going to do. GW, raise your hand if you think JGT should drain the Houston versus Turd Wallowers game tomorrow. and then feel like a stranger says, GW, we have a game tomorrow. You'd probably be more interested in doing the Auburn game, right? Yeah, that's my thought. Any other nuggets in here? Let's see. JP did have his first turnover of the season tonight. Otherwise, very forgettable game. 13 minutes, 0 points. Yikers. Turtle had that one shift in the first half. We did not see him again, and then Kai didn't play at all. Denver played a whole lot of minutes, 30 minutes, which was next. I guess tied for next behind Miles Kelly, who I thought Miles was just not so good in the first half, but terrific in the second. 2 of 9 from 3 is not great, but he was defensively, he was spirited, and he was just making plays. I don't know. He's just dribbling the ball well. He had that great kick out for Chad Baker-Mazara, who hit a 3. The one where Dylan kind of matrixed it and got out of the way. That was pretty sweet. Tahad was probably better in the first half than the second, but he was still good. Let's just give him some letter grades. Denver, I'd probably say B, maybe. Janai, an A. You got to give him an A. Hell, he had the game-winning play. Chad, for me, is probably an A-. 18 points on a 5 of 8 shooting. 3 boards is a little low for him, but that's okay. 1 assist, 3 turnovers, not so good, but you know how he is. He's just kind of a fire starter. Miles, first half probably a D. Second half probably a A-. I thought he was key. Dylan, the fact that he gave you rim protection and didn't foul out and didn't fuck up, I'd probably give him a B+. Tahad did his role really well. B, maybe B+ for him. Yeah, B+. 14 points is not bad. JP incomplete. Simo incomplete. Turtle incomplete. And Chaney, weird game for him. Picked up the early fouls. I think he had 2 right off the bat, really, when he first came into the game. I think he was in for the second shift. And he played most of the second half with 4 fouls, and they just didn't play him much. I mean, he just couldn't. He couldn't go. And that's a good thing in a way because I always feel like Janai plays better at 5 with Chaney playing 4 rather than Janai playing 4 with Dylan at 5. But today they had to do it because Chaney wasn't available because of the foul trouble that Dylan had to play a lot at 5. Janai had to play a lot at like a de facto 4, and they kind of learned how to make it work. I think this is one of those games that could be very helpful for Auburn in the future because those 2 guys are studs in their own ways. Janai is an All-American type, and then Dylan is a hustle rim protector guy. They've got to learn to coexist better. In the first 4 games, I didn't really see it. The Houston game was really more about Chaney. That was really just Chaney and Janai playing down low instead of Dylan. Tonight, it was a different combination, and I think that's something that they're going to have to really it benefits them to be better at that moving into SEC play. And, I mean, not even before that when you get into the Duke game and all that kind of stuff. Super chat coming through from Justin C., my man. Do we just let the rough end drag with CBM? Do Janai and Dylan need to pull him aside in the hotel room and have a talk? He is such a beguiling person because he's just mischievous and friendly and funny. Like, he's not mean-spirited about it. It's almost like he's just too playful for his own good. So it's like you can't really sit down and have a conversation with him because he's such a jokester. But, somebody like BP or Coach Stephen Pearl or maybe even like Corey or somebody like that or Ira, I'm not sure who he's closest with. Maybe just need to remind him because that could have been a really big problem today when he gets the flagrant 1 on a play that should have just been a common foul. I think it was the right call to adjudicate it as a flagrant one, but he just needs to either foul or let that go and don't compound the problem by now making it 2 shots in the ball. And it came in a very clutch situation. That could have been a big fuck-up today. So, yeah, there needs to be some accountability for that. Maybe he needs to go see the Duke Williams horse stall, the equestrian stall, when he gets back on the mainland. Of course, the horses in Maui shit, too. So, I mean, he can maybe do it out there if need be. But something's got to change there, Justin C. I'm with you on that 100%. Mega Tiger jumps in for another super chat. Says, sweet 8-pound baby Jesus. I love Bruce and this team. Why wouldn't you? They do all the things that the football team. Well, now to be fair, the football team did finish in the A&M game. So, but this team, the BP's got, they finish and they play hard, and you never have to worry about them. There's Leor Berman. The Berminator. Is that a red Auburn shirt? I've never seen him wear that. I think it's just orange and it's like colored. You know, it's like got a weird color balance on the camera. He would never wear red like that. None of us would. Cass DP jumps in with another super chat to say Hunter Dickinson is a poor man's Janai Broom. There it is. Everybody's trying to catch up to Janai these days. He's such a cult of personality. Yeah, you know this is old. It's Trey Donaldson playing point right here. I realize they're probably talking about last season. Justin C. also notes, when we were talking earlier about CBM, he's lucky that throw off the dude's head wasn't called a tech either. I know, dude. Just got to calm it just a little bit. You know, just like maybe 5%, dude. Just cut him down 5% and it'll be fine. Revenge jumps in again. First Auburn field goal of the game was Dilly driving to the bucket for a slam. Has ever done that against a ranked opponent. He played different tonight. He really did. Defensively, man, he was an absolute factor, and he's learned how to show some patience on the defensive end, right? He can be aggressive without getting foul called against him all the time. He used to be only played 10 minutes a game because he'd foul out so fast. So he's come a long way. His passing's better. His vision's better. Unfortunately, he had a chance to do some free throw damage today, and he didn't get it done. But rebounding, defense, esprit de corps, I mean, there is such a thing, and it matters. Such a big part of the team. Good question here from Jesse. Wants to know about tomorrow night's game. I got to know who they're playing first, G. Honestly, it's going to be North Carolina or Dayton. And I don't know which one it'll be. So I'd rather it be North Carolina, obviously. Although any chance to beat Anthony, what's his name? The guy who used to coach, Anthony Grant, is good. Solo Tigre reminds us that Dilly had a fast break and finish against Houston. And Not a Mouse thought that Trey was their only good guard last year. He was definitely better than Aiden, except in maybe 1 or 2 games. I really believed in Trey Donaldson too, but I understand why he left. It's a little different with Tahad in here. Uh-oh. Patrick D shows up and does what Patrick D does. Look at that, man. Imagine if Hugh had half the testosterone Bruce does. Thanks, Patrick D. Yeah, shit, I didn't have Skype on. What a dumbass. I wonder what we could get. See what we get. We could get somebody on the horn here. We could probably do that. So I'm trying to set up a call here. We'll see who. I know they're working right now, probably. I haven't had a chance to look at the content situation on the site because I've been with you guys almost coming up on 3 hours, 2 hours and 45 minutes right now. Appreciate you, Patrick D. And it is absolutely true. You never have to worry about BP not bringing the heat in a game, right? Sometimes you do have to worry about Hugh doing that. We currently have Stu Pup on the line. What's up, Stu?
What's up, Jay, man? War Eagle, my friend. Thank you so much for doing the drain tonight, man. I had a blast.
Yeah, that was fun.
Thank you, everybody in chat. Yeah,
I was glad it was a fun game because that could have been a dissatisfying game at one point. You know what I mean?
It was the full AU basketball experience, man. And I'm not going to keep you long. I'm just taking the lid off the bucket, so to speak, until you get a couple of the smarter basketball fans than I on here. A couple things that I enjoyed about tonight. Obviously, the team fighting. I mean, that first half was laborious to watch. It looked like it was laborious to play. But for them to keep the energy up and come back in the second half and basically just flip the script on them, that shows the kind of makeup this team has. I think their twin power, they had those two kind of longer, leaner guys down there were kind of pushing Janai off of that block a little bit. They were doubling wherever they go, but it felt like they were trying to push him off a little bit further, which was kind of complicating his kick-out passes a little bit. They were having to come from a little bit different angle.
Yeah.
But I think we adjusted to that. 83 points on a neutral court against the number 4 team in the country. We're picking nits on that. CBM, I don't think that was a malice foul. That was more a foul of omission versus commission. I think he forgot kind of where he was in what the situation versus it being like a retaliation. But he's played a lot of basketball. He's got to know better than that. Just get a good harm, let go to the line, get two, or just let him have it and run it back down the court. Really, if we're picking nits here. 50-32 in the second half for Auburn. Good free throw shooting tonight. Little disappointed. Still a little questionable with our point guard play. I don't love Denver. As the number one point guard, especially with the big lineup. We are long, but we're kind of lumbering out there at times. I do think it slows it up just a tad. But it was kind of awkward tonight too, Chaney, with the quick fouls. Didn't have a lot of fouls, but there was a lot of fouls on key guys, and it made for some interesting rotations. But win is a win, my friend.
Yeah, hell yeah. And it's not just a regular win. You beat a really good team here. So, yeah, that's a big W.
No, you hang this one on the mantle and enjoy this one. What'll be funny is you go to Maui and UConn's lost, and then watch Dayton beat North Carolina tonight. You'll run through and you'll have to play Dayton and Memphis to win the Maui tournament instead of UConn and North Carolina. But I'll take it either way. Fun night.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, man.
I'd love to see. I want to see North Carolina. I want to see an Auburn North Carolina game. That would make me happy.
No, those are fun, man. Those are good games. Those are fun games for the fans.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, they are. They're just. Dude, I mean, I went to college and when I was at Auburn, I dreamed of this. Back when it was, and I liked Cliff Ellis, and he had some good games. They weren't terrible under Cliff. And then they just lost in the wilderness. And I love basketball. Just to have that opportunity to go hey, Auburn can play North Carolina and Maui and be the favorite team. And it's really cool, man. I really hope, we don't need to, don't let this slip, especially this year. We're going to lose a couple ball games. You're going to have a couple drinks and people are going to be mad. But that's just basketball, and that's what's fun about it. But, man, let's hold on to this year, guys, and, really enjoy this. This does not happen often, and we really need to remember this and enjoy it this year.
That's good stuff, Stu Pup. You got to remember to enjoy it. Absolutely.
Yeah, got to enjoy it. Let's not borrow tomorrow's worries for today. Let's enjoy today. Jay, thank you so much for the drain, man. War Eagle guys, and have a good night.
All right, see you, man. War Eagle. There he is, Stu Pup, calling in. Quality of the call, 5 stars, absolutely. We also, CDF was trying to call in there for a second. Let's see if he calls back in. Sometimes I feel weird calling people, initiating calls here if it's not, AK or BP or whatever. Henri did say he could jump on, and you know how Henri is. He loves the basketball. He obsesses over the basketball. All right, there comes CDF right now. Hey, what up, G?
Jay Dizzle.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Bro, what a game, huh?
Absolutely, dude. Were you there for that one?
Oh, yeah. I've got my 9-year-old with me. What'd you think?
That was amazing. Literally, the crowd was crazy.
Insanity. We have the best fans. I'll say that.
It's amazing. I'm so glad you got to see that one, y'all.
First half was rough. I mean, that's a good team. They played tough defense, tight defense. They were really frustrating the fellas. I think I texted you. The body language was terrible. You know, we couldn't get anything to fall. We had a lot of easy buckets and couldn't get those to fall. They hit them everything. I mean, I'm pretty sure one ball went off of the fingertips, a 3-ball, and still went in. You know, went off of our fingertips defensively. But man, what an atmosphere! You know, little gym. It's like remind me of Hoosiers, but you know, the Auburn fam was out and thick, and you know, they put us all in tight, which was a mistake. There were a lot of Iowa State fans as well, to their credit, but they were more spread out. So all in all, I had to coach my daughter up at halftime. I said, look, we're down 16. You have 20 minutes. You know, at the 5-minute mark, we need to be here. At the 10-minute mark, we have to be here. And hell, we were 4 minutes in and we had almost broken the damn lead. It was that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And you know, you just know when you have two good teams in that first half, they can't miss and we can't make. I mean, I'm sure Bruce just completely got in some ass during halftime because there were way too many easy buckets given up, and you know, just a lot of points in the paint and just backdoor cuts and you know, just stuff that just sloppy. And it was just fun to see them. You could feel the energy. The crowd was extremely deflated at halftime, but when the boys came out, they livened it right back up and helped them get back in it. So just a blast. So much fun to see how they respond and compete. And you know, it's going to be interesting. It looked like a couple of the guys might have been sick. Janai was limping all over the place the whole damn game. He kept coughing into a cup, or it looked like Mazzar was sick, you know, coughing a bunch as well. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see how they're able to maintain over, you know, hopefully the next two wins. But yeah, man, great experience. Hope it looked good on TV because it was a blast in person.
That was a really fun game to watch on TV for sure. So, are you going to be there tomorrow?
Well, we're actually about to pull up to the airport. We skipped school today, so
Yeah, that was amazing.
if I'm back tomorrow, one of my other ones is going to be skipping school. So no, the plan tomorrow's going to be tough, but definitely Wednesday, especially if we win it, plan to be back. So
Got to be back.
We're going to
Yeah.
be back on Wednesday.
no, you won't.
No,
be
not you.
But hey, man, I like my day was brightened when my phone, you know, gave me notification that the train was popping. So appreciate. Hate that I wasn't able to call in, but glad I wasn't able to listen in, but glad I wasn't in this case. But I'll look back at it tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks, and also super chatting, bro, from the stadium. I appreciate you doing that, man.
Yeah, of course. You know, it was interesting. You mentioned, you know, some of the Kelly had a bit of a rough. You know, he had some pretty bad shots. They seemed to be kind of allowing him to shoot. It seemed at the beginning of the game, but you know, he got back into a groove. You know, it's fun to see this team figure out who has the hot hand. You know, Iowa State really did a pretty damn good job of frustrating Janai. The fact that he still had 21 and 10 is pretty amazing. I mean, they were doubling him. Any inlet pass, they were doubling his ass. I mean,
Yeah.
clamping him, and just brackets, and you know, he's just so damn good. He's so efficient. I think did I read his plus minus first half was pretty damn terrible.
Yeah, it was terrible, and he ended up being one.
Hey,
Got it all back.
yeah, it was, man, a lot of fun.
All right,
Dylan
G.
is a blast.
But you're going to be there for the
Free.
championship.
Yeah, that's the plan. I need Dylan to get in the gym though. That free throw form was terrible. He needs to watch the other big man. He was stroking those free throws.
All right, bro. All right, very good, man. Hey, I appreciate
Later,
you, man.
Thank you. All right, War Eagle.
Bye, War Eagle. There he is, man. He's from the island. I mean, he's actually on the island when he called, so we love that about him. Henri says he is good to go. Let's see if I can find Henri on here. Oh, it's been a minute since we talked to him. There he is. It's been a minute. But we'll add Henri on here as well. I appreciate you, CDF, for jumping in. Man, super chatted from the stadium.
What's good?
What up, Henri Paton?
What's up with y'all?
Well, we just been watching this game from start to wire, just like you were, I reckon. What did you think about that one, man?
My initial thought is that was a hell of a game, and all this team does is just play electric basketball games, whether it's against Houston or Iowa State. And I mean, those are two of the best defenses you're going to see all season. And you put up 46 against Houston in the second half and 50 against Iowa State. I mean, that's as good as it gets.
It's huge. Wow, the first half was kind of a mess, man. And they turned that thing around abruptly in the second half. Is there any doubt now that BP and Burgo are fucking geniuses when it comes to strategy?
I mean, if there was any doubt after that Houston game, it better be. I mean, even before then, but it better be gone. I mean, like I said, like putting up that much offense in the second half when it is time to nut up. You need a bucket, and being able to get what you want for the most part against, again, two of the best defenses in the country, probably two of the best you'll see all season. Pretty damn impressive.
Yeah, it tells you a lot. Who obviously Janai's going to stand out for 21 and 10, but who else you thought were huge contributors here? Who are the most important people from your view?
I mean, I would say Chad after hurting his ankle in the first half. I mean, like that was a big part of why they went down in the first place. He was out pretty much the entire second half of the first half, and they needed that self-creation. He comes back and gives them a spark. I mean, I don't remember. I think it was 16 in the second half. And the thing with him is he even had that clutch shot to tie the game. I mean, I would definitely Chad. And I think aside from him, the interesting thing is for the most part, they stuck with the same lineup throughout the second half. They only played, I think, hold on.
It was definitely smaller. I think it was the main five plus maybe two or three guys.
They played Tahad 7 minutes, JP 3, Chris 6, and that was because of Chad foul trouble. But Janai played all 20 in the second half, which I cannot remember the last time an Auburn player played an entire half.
Wow, that is unusual. That's interesting.
He played 36 today, which is the most he's played in an Auburn uniform. Denver had 16, Chad had 15, Miles had 17, Dylan had 16. And I will say this, the first half, the double big lineup looked really rough because Iowa State was able to get into the grills of Auburn's guards because they were able to lag off of Dylan and Janai. But second half, that lineup just ate them alive. I mean, the big thing was for the most part, it shut off Iowa State's water in the paint. They had 24 points in the paint the first half, only 10 in the second half. And like Dylan Cardwell, I'll go back to him. He only took one shot. He didn't hit it. Played 16 minutes, was incredible in that second half. And I think he was a plus 19, and I don't like his plus minus, but I think it's very telling with that lineup because of just how much they played.
Yeah. I was always thinking, Chaney and Janai play better together than Dylan and Janai. They didn't have a choice. They had to play tonight because Chaney was in so much foul trouble. Dylan ends up with 2 points, but he gives you defense the whole second half and didn't foul out. I mean, remember the days, Henry, when he couldn't play 10 minutes without fouling out?
Well, it's wild because he was in foul trouble for most of that half. I think he picked up that third foul relatively early and then got the fourth foul on kind of a dumb foul when they got late in the shot clock and he just kind of stepped too far out. But yeah, I mean, he was playing with foul trouble and he was still being really effective defensively, especially late. He had 2 steals in that second half, and I think one of them was like pretty deep into the game. So, I mean, yeah, I've kind of been a little critical of him, but he was impressive in that second half.
Yeah, he really was. He was the difference. Now, in this next time, they're going to play the winner of the Dayton, North Carolina game, which is in progress right now. Of course, we want to see Auburn play the Tar Heels, right?
I mean, that would probably be more fun. And you know what time that game's tipping at?
Don't tell me. No, go ahead and tell me.
It is a 10 p.m. tip tomorrow. So we are going to have quite the late one.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
I just realized that now. How am I going to stay up that late,
Yeah,
Henri? You young people can do that, but I can't.
I can, man. You gotta get some energy drink. Gotta get some.
Okay, I can figure it out. I'll figure it out.
I
Yeah.
believe in you. It's on the way.
Hey, what did you think? We're freaking out over here because Auburn gets that win and they actually dropped a position in the Ken Palm rankings. Maybe you're somebody who can make sense of that. How did that happen?
Oh, so yeah, I saw that earlier. I don't. I think a big part of it is Gonzaga just blew the doors off of Baylor, and
Yeah,
I think
they did.
that's really factoring into it. And they're, 101 points against one of the top 20 teams on that side is going to do a lot of carrying there. And I think part of it is with Gonzaga and Houston, they've just kind of blown the doors off of the mid-major teams they've played. Like they've been winning every game by like 40.
Yeah.
And Auburn has kind of, I wouldn't say I don't know what the right word is, but like there have been times, like especially against Kent State and North Alabama, where, it did feel like they kind of took their foot off the gas pedal. And like very early in the season, that's going to affect those rankings. But like, again, you have 2 quad 1A games, and to kind of go on a different tangent, like you are for the rest of this out of conference slate playing with house money, because whatever happens at the end of the day, you're going to have 2 incredible quad 1 wins that, like, on Selection Sunday, that's going to be the difference between like a 1 seed and a 2 seed.
Yeah. And these are big ones too, yeah. I mean, Iowa State's going to be there, and Houston's going to be there. You know that. We all know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I'm getting those are the 2 best teams in what is widely considered I guess Cincinnati, but like those are probably the Kansas. But okay, point stands. 2 of the 4 best teams in what is considered the best conference in America.
Yeah.
And like again, I don't think. I mean, especially in that first half, Auburn did not play its best game, and I think Iowa State was hitting a lot of shots. Now, Iowa State played very well, and their defense is incredible. But like in that first half, they were hitting a lot of shots. I was like, oh, that doesn't seem very sustainable. There was a lot that went against Auburn, and they just kind of find a way.
Yeah. You got to do that. That's what I like about them.
And that's what great teams do. They just find a way.
Hey, imagine if Hugh had half the testosterone that Bruce does,
Man, I mean, you can tell with Bruce's, like, I always think back to the one against Houston when he just goes, look, we're going to play the number 1 team at their place. We're just going to go beat them. Nothing else matters. And like, I mean, man,
that's all you need to hear.
If I was, man, like, I could not imagine. I would be running through a wall if I was hearing a Bruce Pearl pregame speech. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I don't know if Hugh comes up with that kind of stuff. All right, Henri, we're going to have to re-rack this tomorrow, man. It was good luck today, so hopefully
Absolutely.
We can get you on the horn about 1 a.m. tomorrow.
Oh, I can't wait. I will be up.
All right, brother. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
See you, man. Bye. There is Henri Paton. Our basketball, this guy lives and breathes and eats basketball. He loves it. And he will definitely spend his career doing basketball type stuff. So we misspoke a little bit. Well, maybe not misspoke, but the game tomorrow apparently is going to start at 9 o'clock Central, so 10 o'clock for our friends in the Eastern time zone. But, of course, we've got to stream it because we had a good time tonight. So we'll definitely be doing that tomorrow. And, again, that's going to be a tip at 9 o'clock. The winner of the game's on right now. I think it's on ESPN2. I'm watching it right now. Dayton and North Carolina are pretty much even. Dayton's up 1 point here midway through the first half. So the drain usually is going to kick off just right before the game starts. Maybe we'll start just a little bit early. Ravin, yes, he does. Henri definitely embraces his French heritage so much. Henri Paton. And Gibbs says, love it, fam. Love this team and love me some Jay. Appreciate you watching in, G. So anyway, I'm going to probably wrap it up there. I've been going a while tonight because we started with Hugh 12 hours ago, actually, and I've been going nonstop since then. Actually, BMAT has, Stoltze has. And Kayla's been cranking out recruiting stuff tonight too. So what we'll do is, guys, we'll re-rack it tomorrow, and we'll be back to stream the game against hopefully North Carolina. But I'm cool either way. I mean, you play Dayton, maybe you end up tangling with I don't know, Memphis or Michigan State or whoever. No, hold on now. War Eagle 0008 says it's 10 Central. Boy, this is gonna be tough, man. I'm 52, man. I don't really stay up too late these days. But anyway, whenever the game is, we'll be on about 10 minutes before that game starts, and we'll be going to it. I expect it will be 10 o'clock because people know what they're talking about better than me. So I'll wrap it up here. Appreciate you guys being part of the stream. We'll do it tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be North Carolina. Thank you to our super chatters, also to Stu Pup, CDF, who called in from Maui, and also Henri Paton, Patrick D., and all the awesome super chatters, all the great chatters we had tonight. And I will see you guys tomorrow, where the Auburn Tigers will have another chance to keep it undefeated and get up to the top of that Ken Palm ranking system. All right, till then, keep your feet on the ground, keep reaching for the stars. Peace out. Love you guys. See you then. Bye.